Yo, Sneakers Podcast, episode.
Did you start that camera?
It started.
84.
84.
You just gonna let him go with it?
What?
I'm going with it. George.
Because normally
Ryan.
you yell at me if I say something too early.
George.
Yes.
Are you a premature ejaculator when it comes to talking?
No,
too early?
this one is.
Oh, okay.
Ryan.
George.
Yes.
Ryan. Greg. Back in the building.
Back.
Special guest in the building.
Last of the Solehicans.
Last of the Solehicans sneaker hip hop podcast. We got the homie Soul Frito in the building.
Puerto Rock, is this mic on or what? So Frito en la casa. How you guys doing, man?
Represent with flavor.
With flavor.
With flavor.
Do you know why, right?
Why?
Because Sofrito, Sofrito, is the seasoning that sets Puerto Ricans apart from the world.
I like Fritos.
I love Fritos. Chili cheese, honey twisted barbecue.
Oh, yeah.
I'm there.
I don't think I had
I
those
was a
ones.
stoner at one point in my life. I was an essential thing, Fritos.
Honey twisted barbecue.
Honey twisted
barbecue was
That's
essential.
the
You
jam.
can only eat
I haven't
about
tried
7 of those.
Arizona
7
sweet
bags.
tea, Arizona sweet tea, Fritos. Come on now, that was the kid.
We appreciate you for being here, man.
I appreciate you guys for having me.
across all the way from
the
country.
across the country.
Thank you, brother.
Let's
Thank
start
you.
that off. You know, honestly.
Thank you.
I don't humbled on. I don't know what it is, but the fact that we've had many guests on here before, right? But we've never had somebody who wanted to fly across the country to be on here.
Yes.
He flew all the way from Virginia. And shout out to Los. He's gonna be calling in, so we'll call him in to be on as well.
That's my Raekwon.
That's
Ghostface and Ray.
they're that peanut butter and jelly, that Ghostface. That's that Kobe and Shaq. That's that Jordan.
He's Ray
Pippen.
because he's fatter than me. bro.
Then
He'll tell you that.
And,
Well, shout out him because
shout out
he's
Los
not the
Del
only
Fresco.
one.
No, shout out to my partner, Los Del Fresco.
actually, no, I'm gonna give him a call right now. Call him. in.
Let's do that. Let's do that. It's my man.
What episode number?
Episode 84. Randy Moss.
You got mossed.
Anyone else?
Glitter, glisten, gloss, floss. I catch a beat running like Randy Moss. Killer Mike. That was the coldest line ever. And he won a Grammy for that.
He
too.
won a Grammy for that
Whole
one.
world.
On someone else's record, but hey, why not?
It said featuring Killer Mike, so his name is on it.
Absolutely right.
Just like when you get married and it's like, it's hers too.
Yo,
Los.
You
What
hooded
up,
up?
find out? What's good, fellas?
what's
What up?
good? I was just,
What's good, fellas?
sorry you couldn't be here. I know you had a little emergency and things like that to take care of. Obviously we think about you, but I'm just glad you're able to call in, be on the Sneakers podcast. We got a Soul Frito here in the building, and I was just telling them, like I said, humbled. I guess is that the word that we've put together something that's pretty decent to where
People want to be a part of it.
somebody wants to be a part of it, to where they fly across the country to be a part of it.
I think we suck, but
On a buddy pass.
Nah, bro. You know what it is, man. It's just I would be with you guys there. I would be there right now if I could, man. It's not right for me to be over there.
Of course,
but
man.
I'm here by spirit, and I'm here through the phone. You know what I'm saying? And honestly, like I told Sofrito, me and him do it for the love. We do it for the love of the sneakers, and we do it for the love of hip hop. And I see the same love with the three of you guys. You know what I'm saying? Like, honestly, I only listen to one sneaker podcast, and it's the Sneakers.
And he's not
That's it.
kidding.
Enough.
He'll text me and be like,
And that's
yo,
it.
they shouted us out today. I'm like, word.
Well, see, I only listen to you guys now. I would listen to everybody, but I was like, you know what? I was telling Sofrito today when we was out eating, I said the best part of your guys' podcast is like you can tell that you're the sneakers and he's the hip hop. And I said a lot of the stuff that he discussed hip hop wise, I'm like, I've never heard of it or forgot it or don't know it. I go back and listen to it. We got our Apple Musics, our titles, we got all that. Go back and check that stuff out.
Back in the day, you would have to buy the cassette or buy the vinyl. You don't have to do that. You can go Google it, literally. So it's easier
YouTube.
for people to learn.
Yep.
And it's crazy, man, because it's like it's crazy because like the same things you guys feel about the sneaker game, it's like that's the way we feel too.
Right.
And it's I mean, everything you guys talk about, that's not the same way. It's like you guys, even though you guys are like on the other side of the country, we feel the same way, and
through the brotherhood of
that's it.
sneakers.
That's right.
Through the culture, because Clark Kent said there's no such thing as sneaker culture, which I thought that was the most irresponsible shit anybody's ever said. 'Cause that's so not true.
Nah, but you know what? At the end of the day, we gotta be honest, man. The culture, hip hop and sneaker wise, the culture is represented by the wrong people, man.
Yeah.
And and the wrong people are the ones that get praised on social media and stuff. And at the end of the day, the OGs, the real heads, have been doing this for years, before social media, before Facebook, before Instagram, before Twitter, before MySpace, before. We know who they are just by the stuff. I mean, if okay, what name? What's the name of the YouTuber you guys always talk? What's the name? Kite.
Right.
Okay, so if I sat down with Kite one-on-one and I started talking sneakers to him, dog, he wouldn't know jack shit.
Judge.
And let's be honest, we know this.
Right.
Like, if we started talking about Reeboks and classic shit that we grew up to, this guy wouldn't know a lick.
But how old is he?
He could talk to me about Yeezys all day.
27.
Of course.
28.
And he could talk to me about off-white collabs and anything, that's hype. But if I start sitting down to him and I start mentioning, we start talking about Asics, and then we go back and we start talking about Reeboks, and we talk about, old Barclays and shit that we grew up to.
Right.
This guy doesn't know anything, but yet he's what represents the culture. And if that's what the culture is, bro, I don't want to be a part of that.
Nah. There's always, there's always a balance in life.
Right.
There's always two kinds of chi. So you got the cats who don't know and think they know because that's what they know.
Exactly.
They think they know everything because that's what they know.
Yeah.
They thought the world was flat until they realized that, holy shit, it's a circle.
People still think the world is flat.
Some still think it
Who
was.
was that
the world was
fucker
flat.
with the guitar? B.O.B.?
Oh yeah, B.O.B. He thought it was
And
flat.
he even did a GoFundMe page.
He started a
it earned
GoFundMe
13 cents to prove that the Earth was flat. Still, I think it earned maybe a dime and 3 pennies, but
Yeah.
whatever. So, and that's why we're here. You guys have more of a broad, spectrum. Like, you guys talk about more things, and Los, where we come in, is talking about how he said, well, he doesn't know anything. They represent that. Yeah, but we're here too.
Yeah.
And that's why I brought this, and I'm glad you gave me your platform, because now they
Absolutely.
can hear stuff. We're Solehicans.
Yes.
I got that from Last of the Mohicans. They were a tribe. That's culture. That's history. They knew
Yep.
their shit. They preserved it. It didn't matter if, genocide and they try to wipe it out. At the end of the day, there's still cats here right now. I just saw Native American statues. Shout out to Phoenix, by the way.
I'm gonna
Beautiful city. I know you guys don't like it.
No,
I love the city.
I love my city. Let me say something. Driving with.
I mean, it's not. There's not. Phoenix gets a bad rap because there's not really culture in Phoenix,
Brother,
like there
that's not
is
true.
in some.
There's-
No. That's. But I'm saying
okay.
that's the impression.
I got it.
That's why it gets the bad rap
got
because
you.
that's what people believe. And obviously, the history here is not as long as the history back east because
You guys were discovered later.
yeah, Arizona became a state in what 19 was it the 1800s? I thought it was
it
like
was
19.
18, I think 1880.
Or maybe I'm thinking Hawaii.
Shout out my
Hawaii
man for
was
giving us the social
49.
studies. That's what I'm talking about. American History 101, baby.
I mean, you got.
I didn't know
So I mean,
He was there, so
He was.
You were the one charting out the land. Like, all right, you get this.
if it was, I would own a lot more of it.
He traveled with Sacagawea.
well, it was
Hey, I wish.
Lewis Clark and the sneak disc.
it was funny because I was telling my other friend I was like
I would have a lot of secrets if I was alive back then.
I was
have a
actually
lot
I
of
was
secrets.
telling Ryan we were at actually it was this weekend we was at George's engagement party and we were talking about I don't know what we were talking about but I told him I was like man see, that's the difference. Oh I was sick. And I said man, that's the difference. See white people they've been around forever. They survived they have the best immune systems ever. They survived the polio, the plague.
Well,
and
that's because they brought it.
Yeah.
They brought
They brought it. The bubonic plague. Look, this is not a community college course. Let's stick to some fun shit. We're talking about plagues and the statehood of Arizona. But
no. But I was gonna say though,
yeah, Phoenix and culture. Go ahead, bro.
driving with Sofrito was like the greatest experiences ever because he saw stuff never noticed. When me and George get in the car, podcast, QT podcast there. I saw a graffiti mural of the
California
raisins in graffiti.
I said,
never
yo,
noticed it.
I said, yo, my man, turn around.
We turned around. He took a
said,
picture
why?
in
I
front
said,
of
I
it.
need a picture in front of this. I said, it's the
And
California raisins.
He saw a cactus and almost jumped
I
out
lost
the
my
whip.
mind.
Like they never, they don't. But he's from
I
Virginia.
never
That's
been.
They don't
This
get
is
to
the
see that
furthest.
stuff. No?
This is the furthest west I've ever been in my life.
Never been to California.
I've been to
yeah.
California. I went to Texas. This is the furthest west. So we're driving. I'm like, oh shit, that's a cactus.
He's calling
It's
what
real.
we see every day beautiful. The brown open fields. He's like, oh, beautiful.
Yeah, nah.
And see,
People react the, same
mountain-
way
the
when they go to
mountain-
Virginia, though. So
No, the fuck they don't.
trust me.
You think
You
so?
get on a plane from Phoenix, every one of the planes like, oh my god, look how green it is out the window.
green, that is very
No,
true.
No, yeah,
Yes,
not the
yes.
brown. It's the opposite,
Yes,
but it's
yes,
the same
yes.
reaction.
What did you call it? Lush. I like that adjective.
lush out
It's like
there,
Virginia's
Virginia,
very
DC.
lush. I said, thank you.
I didn't know that. Like I didn't when I landed in DC. I was like, well, these trees are green. Like
Can never go back to DC though.
who?
You
Why?
got too many Metro. Too many Metro tickets out there. That
Oh
You
yeah,
got
enemies.
enemies.
Debts out there.
So
That's
look,
right.
You got too many unsettled debts in D.C.
So we're talking about Virginia. Let Los tell
Hey,
you guys
DC,
about
DC,
exactly.
Yo,
Tell
DC
them about
Cosmos come
DMV.
after you, brother.
Tell them about DMV, Los. Tell them about where we come from. Because you've been doing. He was really in the streets camping out. I was not. I'm too vain for that.
Yeah. I mean, when people think of DC, when it comes to sneaker wise, what do you guys think? Probably foam positives, New Balances.
Yep.
We were just talking about that at
DC's
Undefeated.
DC's a mix of everything, brother.
KDs.
I mean, it's. Oh, go ahead. Sorry.
I was gonna say KD's.
Oh, KD, yeah.
New
Oh,
Balance.
Man, with the
You can't forget
KD4
about New
came out,
Balance.
Bro, crazy.
Oh, I
Like
bet.
KD, everything was about the KD4s. And to this day, the KD4s are probably the greatest KD ever.
Might be.
And
I think the KD4 is the top 10 greatest basketball sneaker of all time.
That's a stretch.
Dog, they're fire, bro.
Talk about it. Talk
They
about
are.
it.
That's a stretch.
They're fire.
And it's crazy. Like, I remember when the KD Easters dropped,
Of all
I was
time?
in Vegas. And, I was originally in D.C. and they sold out. I couldn't get my hands on a pair. I went to Vegas, Nike Town in Vegas. Bro, just sitting on the shelves, bro. It was crazy. I was like, these things, no KD lasted in Virginia, bro, or in D.C., Maryland. Like, gone.
They're even in the
And that's how
resale
foams
spots.
Were, foams. I remember when the Galaxy foams came out.
The ugliest sneaker ever.
Nuts.
Stop.
What'd you say?
The ugliest sneaker ever.
What, the Galaxy?
Yes, sir.
Nah, I still want a pair.
I
man.
still want a pair too.
I wish
bro.
you were here, Lo, so I could choke you. I can't choke them. I don't know them. I know you.
It's the only foam posit that I want.
And drew a picture of.
I drew a picture of it. I thought we were gonna get it.
He
I
walked
bought it.
down the hallway and handed it to me.
I
after
came
he
to his
drew it.
office and I was at my desk and I don't know what I was doing. I just drew a picture of it and I gave it to George and I said, "We getting these, fam."
You were inspired.
I was inspired,
You put
but
pencil to paper.
and I actually
The reality is, though, if we would have known, we would have gotten something else. We wouldn't have gotten a phone, but we would have gotten
We
either
would
the
have
KD
gotten-
Galaxy or the LeBron Galaxy.
If you would have known what?
That they only let them get one pair out of the
we
pack,
would've
and then
known.
they all got back in line and got another one and another
Yeah.
one.
And another one.
How many
Another
spots in Arizona had them? The whole
One.
All-Star pack.
two.
One.
What are you talking about?
No,
One.
one.
What
House,
you talking about?
Yeah, it
House
was
Hoops.
two in
One.
the, and
Nike-
here,
Nike's
here
still got 'em.
was,
Yeah, but they didn't get the foam posit, and they didn't get the. Oh, maybe they did.
They got the LeBron and the KD.
Yeah.
They didn't get the foams.
They didn't
They had
get the foam.
Kobe too.
And the Kobe.
Yeah.
Yeah, but no one cared about
Nobody
that.
cared about
No,
It was PG Plaza
Did it for
in
the-
Maryland had them. PG Plaza Foot Locker had them.
I've been there.
And Foot Locker and Pentagon had them. And the only one that had the foam posit was the PG one. And, you know, of course, employees, they released it like 3 weeks later after it dropped. And it was just like a surprise release. But it was like, if you were cool with the people there, of course, you know, you knew they were dropping. And everybody lined up, and that's who got it. And that's it. It was in and out. Crazy. And I went to Pentagon for the All-Star, and the only one I could get was the Kobe. And I
That's
don't
all I
know what I
ended up
did with it. I did something with it. But
I know you
it's
didn't
crazy.
keep it because those are trash.
Nuts.
That Kobe was the hardest shoe to put your foot in. I had about a 9.5.
Yeah, it was-
Yeah,
So narrow, bro.
I didn't
So-
get it.
Pause, Los. We told you about
Yeah,
those
pause.
narrow holes, dog. Have you ever seen
Yeah.
like Los's foot is like the size of this book? It's ridiculous. He brought a shoe the other day. It looked like a leopard. It looked like
What size you wear?
too fucking big.
I'm a 12
Oh,
and a half,
okay.
but recently, man, now that I'm in my 30s, bro, I just go with a 13. It's just I used to floss either or, and I had this thing where I didn't want to wear a 13. Like I was like, oh, I'm gonna stick my foot in the 12 no matter what. But now it's like, dog, the older you get, and especially after all the Boost stuff that came out, and now you know we know what comfy is. I just go a size bigger, man. I just stick with a 13. I don't even do the 12s anymore.
So
man.
you get down to 13 inches, Los.
Yeah.
You get down to the 13s.
When I met George
Come on,
was a
man.
size 10.
Yeah.
Did he shrink or did he grow?
It went 10.5, and then he was like, "Oh, I'm a 12 now." I was like, "Yo, what's the
The
deal?"
last time I did that was in high school. You learn your lesson real quick. I may have, as recently as a couple of years ago, still had 10.5s at the house from stuff that I bought back then.
Well,
never again.
When I was in high
I'm
school,
an old man.
I still have the boxes. I used to wear an 11 in high school because it was like, "Oh, you'll grow into it." I wore 11s in school.
I'm a true size 10, and I'll be honest. I used to wear size 11s because they said men with big feet. So I'd be like, yeah, you see these new kicks I
Yeah,
got?
they
They're
wear-
like a size 11.
They got big socks.
Ugly.
Very big socks. And then I learned real quick that that doesn't last because now I can't even wear them.
Bro, when I first started getting back into buying Jordans, because I wore a 10 and everything else, so I was like, oh, I'm size 10. So I just bought. I never tried one on. I bought like 50 pairs of Jordans size 10. Went to put one on one day. I'm like, fuck, shit's too big.
It's too big.
I'm like trying the next one. I'm like, all this shit. I have fucking 50 pairs of shoes that I've ever 2 years in my closet, and none of them fucking fit my foot.
all my Jordan 7s are too big. They're all 10s, all of them. And
That was so sad. Then I sold them all. Made some money.
Just saying all those Jordan 7s. Like, I didn't even know I had that many Jordan 7s.
How many you got?
At least 8. So.
Wait. Still now?
After the purge?
He said the purge.
He said the
Bro, the way that coffee gulped when you did that, it went.
And that was with my chest, man.
Shout out to Quick Trip or AKA QT. We don't have these over there. For the
yeah,
thing
but
and for
y'all
the-
probably got Wawa though,
We
right?
have Wawa and
yeah,
Sheets,
Wawa
baby.
is way better.
Man,
I mean,
Yeah, we got Wawa. We got Wawas and sheets.
Wawa
but we
is
are the
lit.
home of 7-Eleven, though. Do you know that Virginia, Stafford, Virginia, is in the Guinness Book of World Records for the 2 closest 7-Elevens? There's a 7-Eleven here, and then across the street is a 7-Eleven.
We got that with
Right
Circle
there.
K's. There's like Circle K's
Every
literally
corner,
right across the street from
Every
each other.
corner you see green, green, white, and orange.
But the fact that you shouted out QT, he appreciates Arizona.
yes.
I'm a
All
nomad.
right.
I'm a spirit. I got
Wawa's better. Trust me.
It is
I'll
better,
tell you-
but I don't have it. I have QT. Shout out for the French vanilla.
I've only been
Peruvian.
in Virginia one time, and I was in a janky part. I don't even know what part of Virginia I was in, but
I've been in damn near
but
every
it was
part.
it was fun. That was a fun little city. We went to like some little dive bar, walked to a dive bar from our hotel. I was there. A buddy of mine is a huge like indie wrestling fan, so Ring of Honor was there.
Oh yeah, they don't
So
play.
we went to a Ring of Honor show, and it was like at a fucking indoor soccer arena.
Yeah.
And
were you in Fredericksburg? Were you at the field house?
Possibly. I
they
don't
used to
fucking
do
know
that
where
a
we
lot.
were. It was 2010, and then we hopped the train from there to DC, and I did not know how fucking scary downtown DC is at like 2 a.m. It's not a place you want to be
Oh, yeah.
carrying around fucking luggage, looking for a bus station to get to New York City.
Welcome to DC.
Holy shit, man.
Yeah,
Every city has a part of town like that.
I did not think like
Yeah.
I'm like Washington DC, the fucking White House. Like,
Do you know that the hood is directly behind the White House?
I did not know that
No, it
until
is.
I was in the fucking hood looking for my bus.
no,
And
you
I'm
know
like,
where?
I mean,
oh,
you know,
shit.
you know
There
where
was-
USC is. So
Yeah, well,
Yeah,
but see, we're from California, so like, I was telling Los like we drove to South Phoenix a little bit. We were going the wrong way to a restaurant, and I said South Phoenix to people was considered hood, but it's not to me. That's where I feel comfortable. When we're in California, we know we're Bloods. We know USC. When you're on the when you're in the campus of UFC, you feel so safe. But you take 2 steps left,
Yeah.
well,
Across the
you be
street.
in the danger zone. But I don't feel worried even when I'm in that bad zone. It's just
You
don't.
can't. You can't. If you bring that energy, they'll.
Yeah,
they'll
you
smell
bring
that.
some wild energy,
It's
you
like
know.
what the homie said, Anger Man. The Bears, they can smell the menstruation. Like, oh, he's scared, brother. We gonna jack this fool.
Anybody pick up anything this week?
Yes, lots of
Give it
pickups.
real quick. Of course you did.
So
You grab
lots of
anything
pickups.
so free?
I didn't. I had a car payment and rent to pay, and I had to feed my kids, so I got nothing. The
that's
Bodega
lame.
Babies, I'll get them when I can. The Pusha T.
Oh, yeah.
boots, I wanted those so bad
I
because they're my
agree.
complexion, and I love my complexion. So I figured I'd wear them on my feet and have it on my skin. So, but it just didn't go down. But you made a good point. In the age of the internet, I'll find them again.
You'll be
Before,
able to
if
get
there
them.
was like a
Yeah,
special
they're
that came out
everywhere.
For retail
they
or
were
less.
gone. Right, correct.
And they're sitting too.
They're
man.
sitting everywhere.
Yeah, I was on Oneness, and I was just I bought off Oneness many times, but I'm just adding stuff to car, and I just like, let me just click this checkout, and it said thank you, and I said, God dang it! So I accidentally bought the Pusha T's on accident. So
Holla.
and the Ghostfaces came in too, but I haven't went and got them yet. From
Yeah, this
the-
bastard. Tell him,
a
Los.
week.
huh?
It's been a week.
So look, we do our episode about how he slept
That was
on him,
like
and then
I
what happened?
slept.
What happened, Los?
They kept,
He plugged
they kept
me.
doing that, friend. Huh?
You plugged me on the Ghostface. I wouldn't have known about
plugged
him.
you, but then like the last minute I pulled out, paused, and then
No, you got to pause for that. That's okay.
Yeah,
that's what you're
that's
supposed
good.
to do. That's what you're
That's
supposed to
good,
do. Yeah. You're supposed to pull out the last minute.
I'm all right.
they sold them again, and I was able to cop, and they came in, and they're fire, but I just don't know what to wear them with. And
That's exactly.
they're
I think that's why I haven't moved for them quick. I've seen people that already got their pairs in. I feel like it's a New York,
Bro,
East
just
Coast snow.
Get a champion hoodie.
You got to wear them with pants.
Yeah, I mean, you can wear
Some jeans, a champion hoodie, maybe a crew neck.
Oh, of course. You know, that's easy to throw something on with them.
But they speak
It's
for
a
themselves.
chilly night. It's a hoodie. It's a hoodie shoe, bro. It has to go with a hoodie. Like, they're nice though. And I copped the 97s. I copped 97s. The Japan OG ones.
Which one's that?
I don't know. They're like silver black with the neon with the neon.
There's a reason.
They're like the Tokyo Japan OG ones.
Oh, I think I know. I think I saw those.
There's a reason why we
On
do
Foot
the
Locker.
segment Loso knows, because this brother knows.
You're not talking about.
Sneakers.
You're not talking about something with camo, like that camo pack, is it?
No.
No. It was.
Oh,
it's
Do
basically
your
like,
Googles, Greg.
Okay, I'm looking at it now. He's talking about the classic OG colorway.
I saw-
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, it originally was just a Japan colorway. Like it dropped just in Japan or Tokyo. It was a Tokyo Japan
Which is in
colorway
Japan.
only, and I guess they're gonna drop them soon. But I was able to get my hands on.
No, they
early
dropped.
pair.
They already sold out on Oneness. They sold out everywhere I've seen them. I didn't know they had dropped already, but they're sold out.
Yeah, it was crazy. They dropped, and I was able to get them to some dudes in Miami, for retail. I got them for box price, and then I got another pair of Tiffany Dunk Highs. I traded them for 2 dead stock Victor Cruises. So I was like, hell yeah.
I would do that.
So
No, you never give up cruises.
Now you're right.
The
Never
Giants.
give
You know what, though, man? I
Yeah, the
bought
Giants
gave up
every Victor Cruise. Like, I heard you guys talk about cruises in the past. I love them. I like them.
We love them.
Oh, I love cruises.
But I like them, but it's just like I had 2 of the blue ones, and I traded for that,
Right.
and I gave up one of the black. What is the black and solar one?
Yeah,
I gave those away. I'm not.
The fireman ones.
Yeah.
Cruises are part of my
So
pickups this week.
The dude wanted my cruises, so I was like, all right, and he had a size 13 Tiffany Highs, and I wouldn't mind having another pair. So, why
So
not?
what was your pickup?
You know.
Well, ask George for. I know Ryan's got. George, did you get anything
Laundry
this week?
list.
You got bodega babies.
Oh yeah, I got those on accident too.
Yeah, we both. on
Damn it.
accident.
I bought mine on purpose.
Am I the one who wanted the most and didn't get him?
Oh, I wanted them.
I wanted
I just
them.
wasn't. I wasn't ready
I
yet.
wanted them.
What did you like about him? Let's talk about that. What did you? Because it was 4 different perspectives.
Well, I have the gray one too, so I was like, you got to get both.
Yeah, gotta
Okay.
have the brown to go with the brown stuff.
See, I didn't. You'll never wear them.
Now in Phoenix, I will say I saw some beautiful brown in Phoenix. I'll tell you that right now. And I'm not talking about EQTs or bodega babies. I'll tell you that right now. Shout out to what was
Latinas?
it? Yes,
To the
sir.
Latinas?
To the Latinas. No, but what's the taco place we went to?
Oh,
Los
Los
no.
Salsitas.
We gotta say it correctly. The
The
greatest
food.
taco ever.
Alright.
No.
That place on
It's on 16th Street, just
And,
past
like,
McDowell. On Food Network, on
16th
everything.
and McDowell.
Yeah.
is it like a little?
It's got like a sugar, the Dia de los Muertos face on it. Here it is, right here.
Oh yeah.
La
Las Santissimos. Or,
There you go.
Yeah.
Gourmet
They got
taco
like
shop.
100 fucking salsas, peanut
Oh,
salsa.
yeah.
Oh shit,
Yo,
that's just bad as fuck.
So look, we get chips, right? And the guy puts because they're busy, so he puts the chips there, and Greg's eating them. He's like, these are dry. They don't have no salsa, so we're like halfway through, and the guy comes. He's like, there's a salsa bar like right here. He comes
Some of
back
the
with
best
like 3
salsas in the world.
Okay, some of them sauces was out of control. All right.
Some are, the peanut,
Peanut
salsa,
salsa look crazy.
bomb.
All right. Nah,
Probably the best salsa I ever had in my
No,
life.
it looked like something else.
And you didn't get a stomach ache?
And their carne asada.
No, I didn't.
We did it.
You thought about it for a second. You were
We
like,
ate a lot of tacos too, and I was like, "Oh, bro," I said,
I
I
love-
can't. I said my head was so free, so I won't have to pull over. So I don't have to go home.
Dookies.
I would have to have him wait in the car while I go
You
inside
should have
work.
found
man.
out if there's Taco Tuesday, because if there is, I might have to
I
go.
don't think there
Bro, that
is.
place is bomb. We gotta go there for lunch, man. We can
Yes.
go. We gotta go there on
We go there
Friday
Friday.
or something.
Never even heard of it.
The greatest, and I'm a taco whore. I'm black and Puerto Rican, but boy, that Mexican in me, I don't know where it came from, but I love me some tacos.
I know, man.
And that was the greatest tacos ever.
He made them employees feel good. Let me tell you something. This is somebody who appreciates stuff.
Life.
They asked.
to.
They came to the
You have to
table. They
appreciate
came to the table and they said, "How's the food?" He said, "Oh."
I went, he goes, I'll leave you alone.
Made their,
Thank you.
Made their day.
I'll leave you
bro.
alone.
Made their day.
He said that.
bro.
He's like, I'll leave
He's
you
not
alone.
leave you alone.
I'm like, thank you.
Made their day.
Refried beans. Oh my God, rice. Sorry. The basics, but it was great. It's the simple things that are the best.
Ryan pickups. Let's see if you can run
Pickups.
through them. Let's see if you can get through these.
You didn't get
Quartz
nothing?
Cruise.
Oh, you just said you got
Bodega babies
bodegas on accident?
Yeah.
Quartz Cruises for $50. The Nike Friends and Family event. Then I picked up those. I don't know what they are. The mid.
I don't even move when that stuff happens anymore. I didn't even know about it.
What's the fucking shoe that I bought? I sent you a picture of that. I got for $25.
Vans.
No, the one I sent you. The fucking the Volt one, the one that Wale wears all the time. That I have the regular version of, but this is the mid version.
Oh, he's talking about the ACG Talaria.
the ACG Talarias.
Wait,
yeah.
you really got those for $25?
Really got them for $25.
Did you get me a pair?
The high.
They only had
Yo,
one.
wait,
Not the
Right,
OG,
where?
the high
Where?
one.
Yeah.
What's up, Los?
Where did you get for 20? Where did you get them at? Like for $25?
The Nike outlet.
Like,
they had
yo, I
them
need
priced
a pair.
wrong. They had them marked at $44 bucks. They had them marked at $44, then it was 20 off, and then an additional 30 off. And they rung up as like $139. I was like, box us 44. Lady's like, it's a mistake. I was like, sucks for you.
That's not what it says.
So they don't hit me up like $25. You make it
They only
sound
had one.
like- if I would have jumped in my car and rushed up there, I would have been heated.
You would have said no, first of all.
Then I
Yeah, you're
bought.
I would have to sleep on it. $25.
Yeah.
Prayed.
I still got to sleep on stuff. Bro. I see something.
What else I bought? Oh, I bought the Bodega Babies.
Why?
From?
Because we didn't finish. Why?
I just needed a brown shoe.
No,
you.
don't say
Yeah.
that. Why did you buy those sneakers? You don't need those.
First of all, the
Don't say you need a brown shoe. You got about 700 pairs of
need a
shoes.
brown shoe. Needed it. Don't have a brown
That's
shoe.
right. Don't let him beat you. That's right.
Yeah.
You needed
Yeah,
it.
don't bully me.
No bullying here.
Yeah. Don't peer pressure me.
All right, yes. I'm pretty
I
sure
don't-
to not spend money.
And the silver ones are like one of my favorite shoes.
The
I will
fish
say
scales.
that
I
when he
love
got
that
the
shoe.
silver ones, he lost his
I
mind.
love that shoe.
And I never got it, and that's what I was supposed to get
I
first.
bought the one I didn't need that I bought was the Ronnie Feig black boost. Whatever.
That's what
triple black.
Los and I always go back and forth. Is it Ronnie Feig or Ronnie Feig?
I don't know.
I call him
it's
Feig.
Feig.
I don't care what
I
We
think
anyone
it's
call him
Feig.
Feig.
I say Feig, but I heard
I
you
thought it
guys
was
say
Feig for a long
Feig.
time, but I think it's Feig.
It's Feig.
Feig,
what-
Feig,
Yeah, I
Feig,
think
faux
it's
fun.
Feig too, but I call it Ronnie Feig, bro.
I think it's
easier
Feig.
to say.
It could be.
I think it's
Feig.
Feig.
You just said,
said
two different.
Feig, yeah.
I think Feig. I don't fucking know. I confuse
Hold on,
myself
it's
now.
Feig or Feig?
I'm confusing myself now.
What's
Hey,
funny
hey,
is we'll never hear him
what the
say
fuck
it.
was
Like
the
we'll never hear
I
actually
know.
Ronnie
No,
Feig
it's
say
been
it.
a
Yeah,
video.
it is.
Oh, there has?
He's in plenty of
And
videos.
what's he say? Yeah, but I never hear him say his own name.
But they
Somebody-
introduce him and shit.
Yeah, like a
I think it's. What
the
did I say? I think it
interviewer
was- I
called
think it's
him Ronnie
Feig.
Feig.
I think it's Feig. Yeah,
Like, what's
yeah,
your
yeah.
name? Kith.
And then my Wave Runner 700s shipped
Is that a pickup for this week?
just in
Or- I
time
thought that's
for
a pickup like
Viva
when you-
Las
like
Vegas
when you bought it. No,
next week.
Why are you going to Vegas again?
Why not go to Vegas?
Oh, no, I thought you were going for something.
Sin
Yeah,
City.
gamble, drink,
Open container laws.
but did
open container, yeah, walk around with beers in my hand,
That's the best part of Vegas.
try to buy marijuana from strangers.
God bless America. If that's not American, I don't know what it is.
Yeah,
And you said that seriously. Like, that was
Yeah.
sincere.
yeah.
Oh, he means it.
I went marijuana. I went to gamble, and I went
He
to
means
have an
it's
open
legal out there,
container.
marijuana.
Yeah.
So he's good.
Stand at the crap tables, you throw it, you light up a
like
joint,
past, like in the most
kick
recent,
back some whiskeys.
What's your poison with whiskey?
I'm a Jameson guy.
You like Jameson?
I do. I mean, I'll try any whiskey, but if Jameson or Maker's Mark, I guess Maker's Mark's more of a bourbon, right?
Yeah. It's brown. Who gives a shit?
But Jameson is my jam. Jameson, I'll drink it just a double Jameson on the rocks.
Bet. Sounds good. Los, tell them how we met, man, because we can't blow this opportunity.
Yeah, let's go
How,
through
how,
that. Let's go
how did
through
we
that.
meet? I flew here for this.
Shootopia. We met at Shootopia.
What is Shootopia,
and
Los?
so it's crazy. It was all these tables, man, and this guy was the only one there with like all these customized shoes. Shout out to TDK made them, right?
TTK, yes sir.
TTK made them, and he had a big pun shoe. And I saw it far away, and I was like, "Yo, what the fuck? Oh, can I cuss on here? I'm already
Yeah, I've already cussed. Like, I think I'm
I've
at like
said
35
shit.
cuts.
Yeah.
Fuck. So
I'm like, oh shit! I'm like, yo, big pun. I'm like, and I'm just like, the hip hop head in me just went crazy. And then Sofrito looked at me like, what the fuck? Because I was so excited to see it, man. And I don't know, man. I just started seeing him at hip hop shows. It was him and his girl all the time there, and
We would see each other at sneaker shows. Like I was that
And I don't
dude.
know,
We
we
would
clicked,
go to
man.
these events. We would go to every DMV sneaker event. I was there or Los was there.
That's tight.
And through sneakers I have a friend for life. And that's why they're special to me. But yeah, he did he did kind of sweat my puns a little too hard. Pause. He's like, yo,
Yeah,
you selling
I did,
these?
yeah,
I'm
I
like,
did.
no, nigga, get away.
yeah, this was the big pun sneakers. But then, and after that, it was me and him just kept in touch, and then he started his last Solehicans podcast by himself. So he started interviewing people, and he wanted me to do it. He's like, yo, I need you to come. I need you to do it. And I was like, I was down. So we did the interview, me and him, and
Which is one of my
crazy.
favorites.
I walked in. Was I wearing shorts? I don't know what I was.
No,
wearing,
you had
but I was wearing
on like
Billy
sweats,
Oil.
and you had the David Robinsons. He looked like he just came
Yeah,
from the
I had
moon.
Man, the
He
fact
looked-
that you remember that's true love.
That's
You remember
real.
what he wore? That's
I
real
did.
love. That's real
I
love.
did.
That's
I opened the
real
door.
Nah.
true love
was
between
there.
two men.
Yes.
Yes.
And I'm secure enough with my tight ass shirt with my nipples popping. I'm secure enough to say that.
I'm gonna get you a muscle shirt,
Brother, I bought this a year ago,
Yep.
and it's my first time. I didn't realize, like, goddamn it, I didn't realize how like medium it was.
He's so happy to be here.
I was so happy I didn't even give a
it.
shit. I was like, boop, whatever,
Whatever, man.
whatever.
Ryan's nipples always come
Always.
shirts.
This Arizona climate does something to the
chill.
nipples, bro. It does something to your nipples, bro. My nipples
You
are
gotta
always
chill,
ready.
man.
I remember we stood in line at Undefeated. I'm just looking at Ryan's nipples.
Just staring at my nipples. Staring at my.
Bruh.
I said, boy, we getting Ryan some muscle shirts for Christmas, fam.
Bruh.
We gotta get him some tank tops.
I gotta get muscles before you give me the muscle shirt,
just-
but I'm working on it. I do push-ups every
Just
day.
staring at my lady nipples.
I mean, if they if they're out, they're out.
Yeah.
Whatever.
So you gotta do what you gotta do.
Yeah.
Y'all are out of control.
Cutting. And when I can't get into the car, I just cut the glass.
Tap on it.
Where's your
That
keys? I got this.
Car go in the water.
Don't panic, guys. I got this.
I got this.
this.
Greg, blow on one.
Everybody's talking about
Greg, rub around my areola for a second. I'll get us out of here.
I don't know what's going on.
Sneakers and hip hop. Yeah, nipples.
I've literally never heard them two talk about this before, and they.
What are you talking about? You were with us when we were like, it was you, me, the greatest sneakerhead of all time, Naper. And well, anyways, that don't matter.
Yeah, I definitely don't remember that.
So, but yeah, that's
Yes,
tight.
he came in with the moon boots, the David Robinsons
Right.
from the White Man Can't Jump. That was probably the greatest episode.
pumps.
Yeah, we had a dope episode, and what happened was this is what happened. And I even told you this when we was eating those awesome tacos. Shout out once again to those dope ass Mexicans. Thank you so much. She's laughing. So
We did a live show. We did
no,
a live show with,
whoa. You skipping. He wanted to do a podcast.
Oh, okay, that's right.
He's like, I mean, he even made a logo and everything, which he needs to bring out. It's actually a really good logo. It says like Loso Nose, and it's like the bottom of an Air Force One. So I'm thinking to myself, you ain't about to like mess with my shit. Like, hold on, like I'm the one in DMV with this. You can't do that too. That was me being jealous.
Right.
Then I thought, hold up, we got to build. I said, so let's see here. He wants to be in a podcast. I know how to podcast. He knows way more about sneakers than I do. We're both from the Virginia. Let me bring him on.
Collab.
Forever.
Forever.
Do you know what made me fall in love with sneakers? Was a collab.
That's right.
We talked
Yeah,
about
and then we did a live show with Dallas Penn in DC. We did like a live podcast with Dallas Penn.
The first
And
one
it
in
was that
DC.
me, Dallas Penn, Tony Thrist. It was a few people from the area.
It was because I have to do it proper. It was Sports Zone. Shout out to Sports Zone in Georgetown. Tony Thrifts, Chadwick for the restock. You know, Dallas Penn came down like off the strength. We gave. I'm not gonna say what we did for him, but we did something for him. He came down, showed us love, and Lo showed up. He wasn't even supposed to be part of the panel. Now this is my first.
Dude,
This is my
I'ma
first
tell you, son,
podcast.
I was super smacked.
He was.
dog, and I had
Smacked.
to drink.
You know what smacked means?
So,
Smacked means high.
Oh, okay.
For us. Yeah.
for Virginia.
Yeah,
I just
yeah,
call
yeah,
it
yeah.
high as fuck.
Look, I really
I smoked too much weed. That's what I call it.
I
I
noticed.
think I smoked too much. I think I smoked too much weed.
I knew you didn't know.
Ryan's white.
I gotta go to bed now.
You got to keep that in mind.
You know,
Yeah,
no,
baby.
I wish you were here because I said smacked and all of them just like didn't say anything, and I'm like, okay,
I
let
was
me
thinking
explain this.
I was
Yeah.
thinking he had a needle in his arm, and
I thought he was hyped. I just thought he was
No.
hyped. I was
So-
like, oh, no, he was smacked.
Now he
man.
wasn't part of the panel, and this was my first panel, so I didn't know who was coming up. I'm not really good at promoting events because I'm embarrassed. So
Yeah.
all right,
Shy,
And
you're shy
I'm shy
guy.
guy. I'm loud as shit, but I'm shy. I have
No, he's
feelings.
not. This
I'm
cat,
not, you're right.
he
I was
shook
talking to
hands
the
with
guys.
everybody.
Yeah.
He made me feel stupid. He ain't undefeated like this. And I'm like, well, dang. I'm like, shoot.
I was like, hey, this is my man right here. He has a podcast, and he was like, oh,
I
yeah.
bought Yeezys here before. And he was all through there. We took him to Manor too. We went to Manor.
Oh, wait. Product placement.
oh yeah, Jeremy there.
No, I wasn't there.
So
Alright.
thank you very much because he bought this for me.
Yeah.
I'm sitting there talking. I'm taking pictures on Instagram, and he was like, "Yo, which one you like?" I said, "I like it's the Arizona colors. I like this one."
They've done a lot of dope stuff. They had a limited edition Diamondbacks one.
showed me that
Recently
one, right?
just did it. They did a collab with Shake Shack.
Okay.
They did a Shake Shack cat and had their own concrete flavor. He's done a lot of good stuff.
Done some good stuff.
ASU,
man.
you got the ASU one.
Yeah, that's why I told him. I said we had to take him there because one thing that in the car. We'll get back to your story.
So,
but
yeah,
like,
my
one
bad.
thing. Well, real quick, just when we were in the car, you're talking ideas. We're just talking ideas and ideas. And one thing we were talking about, was like we like to support local when we can, whatever we can. And I got to take the Manor. Manor is the up and coming,
the greatest
boutique.
sneaker store in
beautiful.
Phoenix, Arizona.
Okay, well, that's to him. Okay.
So what's the greatest sneaker store in Arizona?
You should just call it the greatest hat store.
It's the greatest.
They got the
this.
best hats in the
See, this is the thing. We've had this discussion before.
Okay.
He says it because we're all friends with the owner.
Got it.
He says it because of that.
I don't say it because of that.
Okay.
I say it because I believe it's the greatest sneaker store in Arizona.
It's the greatest boutique in Arizona.
What's the difference between a boutique and a sneaker store?
This is the thing. A greatest sneaker store. You've seen what Manor has. Manor has a specific type of sneakers that they sell.
Got
okay.
it.
When you say greatest sneaker store, that means that I can go get that and this. When you go to Manor, you could only get this. Your casuals. They got some athletic boosts. You might get some brands that aren't the most popular, like Clay.
Native.
Things like Natives.
I like
Carhu.
Things like that. Carhu. You get things like that. But the greatest sneaker store in Arizona is Undefeated. We're talking about a store.
You said it was a different store.
I said it was High Point.
I would
and
say-
because I forgot about Undefeated.
I would say yes. Undefeated would be.
But why did I say High Point?
I have no idea.
Okay.
I have no idea why you said
Because-
High Point
because-
that's like
Oh, no.
not even
High Point, sneaker store wise, yes.
sucks.
Customer service wise, one of
Sucks.
the worst on earth. They have BBC, Publish, Herschel, Nike, Reebok, Saucony's, Boost. They have every single thing you could think of. So you can't say it's not. Just because they're jerks and can't figure out how to run a business, and Vans, G-Shock watches, they have all that. Just because they're morons doesn't make it's not the best sneakers in Arizona. Let's be 100 here. When we're in there, what do say? We don't got Jordans. What'd you tell them? Don't
Good.
get Jordans.
I said,
all right?
do not carry Jordans.
Don't get it.
Why?
Why? It's
Foot
unnecessary
Locker.
anymore.
You can go to a general release place and get.
And when I
But not only that, but like now they make you carry so much extra shit that you're never gonna move. Like it used to make sense because you'd fly, but like if you have to get the team Jordans and the Jordan apparel and the Jordan socks and the Jordan hats and all this shit, and it's like you got to sell it for under wholesale to
Correct.
get rid of it. So you don't even make money on the limited shit anymore because you got to sell that shit for fucking wholesale to get rid of it now.
It's funny you say that. There was a mac and cheese shirt in Commonwealth, and I never forget this. They hated. They had to buy this shirt, and it's literally like a macaroni and cheese character.
Yep.
And they were so ashamed that she was in the $10 bin, and like we're like looking at it, and they were like, yo, they made us buy this shit. They couldn't get the one they wanted unless they bought that. So that's
Well,
funny
and
you
it's
say
like
that.
it's like when you go to High Point anymore, the only time High Point's lit is Black Friday weekend
That's it.
and summer sale weekend.
Right.
Other than that, you walk in and it's 3 employees and you're like,
But why is it like that?
because
they
everything's
ruined it.
$5.
No. I'm saying why don't anybody go regularly? Because they ruined
fucking
it.
suck.
They suck because they ruined it. But
And
bad
this is High
customer
Point?
service. This is High Point.
High Point.
Bad customer service. Like I told you, they had Yeezy ones,
Yes.
Nike, Yeezy 2s, all that.
The Air Yeezys,
And they would
yeah.
keep stuff in the back. They wouldn't give it out to the public. They were shady. The customer service was trash. They acted like the gods we talked about. They acted like they were somebody special.
I was in there one time and I'm holding a pair. I'm the only person in the store. There's 2 workers there. I'm holding a pair of shoes. I look at the dude. I'm like, hey, you guys got these in 9.5? He goes, I don't know. And I'm like,
Why are you here?
okay. So I like wait for a minute, see if he acknowledges me again. Like, do you want me to check or anything? And I'm like, all right, put it back. Got on eBay. Found the shoe. The shoe was like $80 in the store. Found it on eBay for $45. Bought it on eBay. He goes, 5 minutes later, he's like, do you like want me to check or something? I was like, nah, fam, I bought it on eBay for half that price that you have for. I'm good. He's like, oh, okay.
And that's why brick and mortar is failing.
It is.
And speaking of customer service, seeing how I am in Arizona, I have to shout out Jerome Baker III, who's from Arizona. He's a Commonwealth like Stussy icon. He's a staple in DC. He's an amazing DJ, and he's like a lot older than me. And when I started there, I was like 19, 20 years old. So I was wet behind the ears. I know how to treat people
At Commonwealth?
at Commonwealth.
I forgot about Commonwealth. I used to buy
We were just.
I used to buy
We'll get there.
all-
Hold on. He just
all
we'll
of my
get
crooks
there.
and castles from Commonwealth. All
Everything.
Of it.
We'll
Everything
get there.
from Commonwealth.
So he showed me, and he was a mentor to me without even like purposely doing it.
Right.
I just watched him.
Yeah.
To obtain knowledge, you have to look, listen, and observe and respect. So I would just watch him. And when I say he had the best customer service, the best, even when he's a dick, because he can be a dick sometimes, he says it so eloquently, you're not even mad at him. He'd be like, yo, fam, hurry up, man. You want the shirt or not? And though he says it's so dope, they're just like, I do just want the shirt. Can I pay for it? And so he taught me how to do customer service. And that was one thing that I loved about brick and mortar. Is you can't be in the community and treat your community like shit.
No, you can't.
And expect your business to thrive.
Right.
No.
So what
And
you
there's
just
been
said,
a few shops in DC that's done that. You know that.
correct.
You know who they are.
Speak on it, Los.
Nah, man, I'm not gonna put the shit. I mean,
He
these
wants
shops,
to. I know Los. He wants
These
to.
shops, I want to, but there's 3 shops. There's three heavyweight kings in DC. We got Ubik that just came to DC like a year ago,
yeah.
probably. Major and Commonwealth.
Yep. And Major was
And
the
it's
first.
not Commonwealth, and it's not Ubik.
I cannot confirm nor deny his statements that he just made just
Man,
then.
I forgot all about
So
Commonwealth.
why did you forget about? This is research and development right here.
Because the brands I used to buy there kind of like I used to buy my Crooks and Castle stuff from there. I used to buy my Acapulco Gold stuff from there. I think I used to buy
Because
BBC from there
Commonwealth
also.
stopped
BBC?
carrying like
Yeah.
stuff like that. They went really low for a few years. I don't know. I mean, they were open, but like they weren't as big as they were really quiet. They weren't on the like how there's big shops and everybody knows about them.
Yeah,
Commonwealth just really low for a few years, and I think now they're starting to come up little by little. They're trying to reboot the shop again, I guess.
Well,
they're going to open one in LA, right?
LA, yep, next
Yeah.
week. Well, this week.
And back then, like the brands that I was buying, like Crooks and especially Acapulco Gold, because I was obsessed with like the whole Angry Low Bear Acapulco Gold line. Like I love all the Angry Low Bear stuff. I have a shitload of it at the house. But there was until High Point opened in 2006, there was nowhere to get it. So like 0405, it was all Commonwealth and Karmaloop. Those are like the two. Karmaloop and Commonwealth were the only places you could get that stuff.
Now we have to shout out the fact that Commonwealth was the only U.S. Store to carry BBC.
It was,
at
yeah.
the height.
It
of
was.
BBC.
At the height of BBC.
And I told,
Unless you like went out to California, went to Fred Siegel, or went
New
to
York or
Barney's or
something,
wherever.
And
like,
I told
you were only getting it there.
I told Frito that I said it just came to mind one day, and this was a while back, and I was like, let me just check the website, and I was shocked it was still there. But I didn't know why I was shocked it was still there. I just assumed it was gone, and I don't know why.
Common spelled like CMON, right? CMON.
Come on.
Yeah.
Come
And
on,
they
well,
did that
yeah.
before. Come on, son.
Yeah.
They did. They were first.
Yeah.
And what's his name? Ed Lover. Ed Lover took that.
There was another one.
He even has the Come On podcast now.
There was another one. Oh, East
You
West
gotta realize
Worldwide.
Commonwealth
I used to
had
shop
that,
on East
that,
West Worldwide all
Commonwealth at one time had the Quick Stride account. I think they had a Tier Zero account.
No. They didn't. They had a quick strike.
Nah. Because remember, the Virginia Beach store carried that. Remember the one-time only pack? It was an Air Max. They had a Union Air Max 97. They had a Bacon one. They had dude. They used to carry a lot of limited shit,
Brother.
And this was before Major. This was a year before Major opened. And then when Major came, like Major just took over DC. Like they had the official Tier Zero account.
Right,
which,
that's what I mean.
They carried everything.
Commonwealth
limited.
had exclusives, but I'm pretty sure, and I don't want to speak for. Shout out to Omar Kiambo, Larry Incognito, who gave me the opportunity, and Roland Castro. But I'm pretty sure they told me they were not Tier Zero, but they did have a dope ass account.
And then all of a sudden, when Major was like the big heavyweight king for a while at DC, and it was all about Major. Everybody went to Major, and the problem was that Major didn't sell stuff for retail.
No.
And that's what people hated. Like, why are you? I mean, I guess they could do it because they were the only spot in DC to have this stuff. But look, I'm cool with Ducky. The owner, Ducky, yo.
Yeah, shout out Ducky.
Shout out to Ducky. I'm cool with Ducky. I'm mad cool with Ducky. Every time I go in there, he shows love to me. His wife shows love to me. But a lot
she made me a banging ass Hennessy and orange juice at one of the in-store events.
and
I was hurt.
So Frito never forgot it.
I did.
I'm at Dallas Penn through Major.
Right.
That's how I became cool with Alice. That's how I became cool with Pete. Like, me and Pete, that's my man. Premium Pete. Salute to Premium Pete. I know he was on your show, a few months ago. But Pete, I met Pete through Major, and Ducky's a good guy, man. But a lot of people dislike because of that whole you're not selling stuff for retail, and it's not cool. Like, I'm gonna buy a pair of Jordans that are $190, and I go to your store and you want $260, and it's like, why?
Yeah, that's why.
You're not a retailer.
Supply and demand. Well, that was before the resale craze. But I just want to say one last thing. Hold on, Los. Hold on, Los. Let me say one thing about Commonwealth before we go. And I said this to you in the car. I want to interview Larry so bad. He's just a tough dude. But I understand his brand is his baby, And I even said in the car, I said, he goes, I forgot about Commonwealth. And I said, why? And in my talking points when I want to interview him, I was going to ask Larry and Omar, do you feel that Commonwealth gets the respect they deserve? They've been open since 2004.
Yeah.
Forever.
They're one of and I think that's another thing is like, just as the sneaker market's gotten saturated, sneaker stores have gotten saturated. Like, it used to be, there was only if I wanted a pair of SBs, I only shopped at Black Sheep, North Carolina. Like, it's not like that anymore. Like, you could buy SBs anywhere. Like, and stuff that used to be exclusive to sneaker shops, you couldn't get on the Nike website. You couldn't get on the Foot Locker website. You had to, yeah. So, like, I remember at one point, I used to email with the owner of Black Sheep, and all the Quick Strike SBs, all I had to do was send him an email, and he would hold them and send them to me. Like, and I never even met him, right? But it was just because I shopped there all the time, called in all the time, whatever. You get that loyalty, and that used to be how it was. Like, stuff didn't sit. You had to know somebody or build a relationship and communicate and build rapport with people to get anything.
What was the spot in we used to get all the SBs from, George?
And that's how with Ryan is saying. With Ryan is saying, the same thing happened with the Yeezy ones, bro. The Yeezy ones for me was one of the easiest shoes to get, bro, because there was Major was open, Commonwealth was open, but before them there was a store in Frederick, Maryland called Social Studies.
Social Studies,
and it was a boutique. It was before Commonwealth. Before they were the first people to carry a lot of brands in the DC area. The problem is you're in Frederick, Maryland, so not many people knew about them.
Mm-hmm.
And dude, that's where I got my Union 180s. I was able to get they had Air Max Opium 180s at Social Studies in Maryland. And I got them for like $90, $80. So stuff used to just sit there.
That's the good old days.
Yeah, like Opium 180s to me are like classic. I can't even, whatever. But it was the week the Yeezys came out. Major had them. Major was going to get them, but Major did a raffle. Major sold them out the door. They started at $400 or $500. Like, dude, like, nobody you know what I'm saying? Right. So I called the owner of Social Studies. I was like, yo, are you getting the Yeezys? And he's like, what's that? I'm like, it's a Kanye Nike. And he's like, yo, let me call my rep. Called it. He's like, this was like the shoe dropped on Saturday. He calls me Thursday. Yo, we're getting them. I was like, yo. Flew over there Friday night. He's like, I got you. So I was able to get all 3 colorways from him because I built that relationship because I always spend money in his store.
Yeah.
And he looked out for me. And he looked out, and everything went out the door for retail. And this shops don't care about that no more. Like, that's the problem with a lot of stores.
As the consumers, and I think of you guys as like kind of like gatekeepers. Because, you guys keep it real and you guys have a great audience, and I love it. I love your consistency. And I tell them, I don't blow smoke in no man's ass. If I got to blow smoke in ass, my wife is there, I'm not ashamed to say that. So we got to be the ones who be like demand like that community and show these cats. We have to educate people.
Yeah. Right.
To each one, teach one. If you know how to be, how to socialize within the sneaker community, we gotta lead by example. And if people go out of line, we gotta tell them, hey, you out of line.
Right.
Yeah.
And it's not hating.
No.
It's not hating.
That's what it is.
And which when we talked in the car and I told you, I said, there was a period where I was starting to let the podcast was just inside. It was doing something to me.
Did it feel good inside you?
No, it didn't. Because I was like, it was like the stuff that we would get on here and talk about that we would say is corny or this is dumb or something. Like, it wasn't like, you see this, come on here, corny, go home and you're good. I took it with me. It made me angry for some reason.
There was a brief period of time when coming here felt like a job. Like, it didn't feel fun anymore. It felt like a job, and it felt kind of stressful. And I'd say over the past 2 months, I actually enjoy coming here to talk again.
You with podcasting, you have to love it. And I told you, I said you got to separate it. You know,
you got to do it for the love.
You gotta
At the end of the day, for the love.
You know,
Sofrito, man. Sofrito's one of the most positive people I've ever met. Because there's times where I just want to go crazy and explode and just cuss everybody out.
I could
and
tell.
He's like, yo, Los, calm down.
Yo, for what?
He said, I could tell.
I could tell. No, I can tell definitely. There's times where like I can see you talking on the show, and you got more to say. Malos is like, hey man, let's just go, let's just move, and
Sofrito's quickly to change the subject. He's like, bro, just let it go, dog. It's not a big deal.
right.
Dude, these motherfuckers like, hey man, so how was your day? Like, oh yeah, my day was great.
And see, like,
there's times when Sofrito's like, yo, Los, talk your shit, and I'm like, I bet. Let me talk my shit.
Sometimes I let the dog out the cage. Sometimes you gotta let the dog bite people.
Right.
But you don't have to bite everybody all the time.
No.
Yeah, and that's what slowly learning. It's like, all right, there's some things that like I could easily get on every single day and be like, why did this wacko do this? I could easily do that. But it's like, you know what? I gotta pick my things. I felt a lot of times we're talking in the car. I felt like every story that I started with, like, oh yeah, I got into it with him. Oh yeah,
you did. I was like,
with him.
Yo, we were in the car. I swear to God, out of all, I'm sitting there talking about butterflies and rainbows and cookies and gumdrops, and my man over here is talking about like Viking swords. He's like, man, I had to beef with this guy. Hey, DM me. I'm like, there's a lot of negativity in your life.
And it's something that I think after talking to Tony, I realized a lot, like seeing things from other people's point of views. And it's funny because I know I've talked about the Joe Rogan podcast like the past 3 weeks, but I was sending them clips today because I was listening to the Joe Rogan podcast with Gary Vaynerchuk, and Joe Rogan's producer was talking about Yeezys, and the way that Joe Rogan was talking about Yeezys is like how we talk about the new sneakerheads, the new culture or culture vultures, whatever we want to call them. And I'm like, it's all just perspective. Like,
Correct.
And then I think about like when people argue about Jordan versus LeBron, it's like, well, people are like, well, you didn't watch LeBron play. And it's like, okay, but and so these new sneakerheads, they didn't come up when Jordans and Shell Toes and Reebok Classics were. So to them, this is all they know. This is their era. This is their generation.
Exactly.
And that sometimes like we forget that, and we're like, well, you're not a real sneakerhead, but no, they are. They're just a sneakerhead in their own way. In the culture, it's what they know, and they're a sneakerhead in the culture that they are a part of. And in 15 years, they'll be like, oh, who the fuck are you? You don't know about Yeezys.
And they're going to be just like us.
And they're going to be just like us.
Correct.
And it's just a generational thing. So
now, I've never gotten on anybody younger about being a sneakerhead. Never.
But we've called,
I've gotten on people how they represent it. That's it.
So how should the sneaker culture be represented, fellas?
And you know what? That's the thing. It's perspective, and that goes
all
back.
Perspective.
And that goes back to the like. I don't. You know what, man? Do your thing. I don't care. But I will say that social media. When you said starting the podcast, it was only on Facebook. I didn't have Instagram. I had a Twitter for Nike RSVP. That was it. I didn't have an Instagram and all that. So when you start a podcast, you got to friend these people. And I was talking to a friend at work, and I said it's amazing that like IGs, you have a room full of 25 people. Every IG is different. My wife's IG is all home design, furniture, makeup. My IG is literally people taking pictures of their shoes all day. Sneaker, sports, sneaker, sports, blah, 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 all day.
Right.
So, mine is... We'll get into that later.
So yes, yours is thoughts. Arizona thoughts.
Thought picks.
Arizona's diamond thoughts.
I've seen them, bro. I've seen some bad chicks here, man. I love my wife.
Hey,
my wife.
Happily married man. Happily married man.
Yeah, I'm just saying.
Sometimes you just notice things.
I'm hot blooded. If a woman's bad, there was a chick whose like cheeks was hanging out of her pants. So what am I gonna do? Go? That's a sin. No, I'm gonna be like, that's a fat ass.
You just look straight.
I couldn't.
But because she walked right across us.
I went like
across us. But it's like, you know what? It's like I wasn't here before. I wasn't on Instagram before. Correct. But in order to promote a podcast that's about sneakers, I have to be immersed in that. So then when we become emerged in this new culture of individuals that we didn't know before.
Correct.
I didn't know that there were so many people who woke up in the morning, put a shoe on, took a picture of it.
And
daily.
called themselves a sneakerhead.
I didn't know that.
Right.
I didn't know that. We were in one sneaker group. One sneaker group on Facebook.
Which is how
That's
we all met. Yes.
One sneaker group.
That's dope. I didn't know that.
And every once in a while in that sneaker group, they do a picture of what they wore today. Every once in a while. Now, I scroll through Instagram, people take 5 angles of the shoe they wore today, and they wait for different times of the day to post it. Side shot, that booty shot, the sole shot. I said, good Lord, bro, it's just a black toe. We see this a billion times. Stance socks, shout out to them. It's like, bro.
I'm glad you said that. Let's tell the Instagram people to step their game up. I have the where'd you get those? If I see a dope sneaker shot, show me something I don't know.
Yes.
And that's harder nowadays because the world is small now through social media. But step it up.
And when you talked about the post that I posted with the Supreme book out of the library,
Funniest shit ever.
I was so mad at that because it's like, why couldn't you just show people wearing Supreme and urban clothes actually reading
a book?
real books?
Right.
Why does it gotta be somebody pulling a Supreme sweatshirt out of the library? You see, I'm getting worked up. I'm feeling it right now.
It's okay.
Because it bothers me.
Are your nipples hard?
No. Deflated. So inverted. No, that's
Nipples are limp.
All right.
Limp nipples.
But
It's the name of our band.
but it's like, okay, I need to just, if I can't conform to it, I need to just adjust to what I'm going to see, because
Yes.
my ultimate goal is to, you know what, you like to wake up every morning and take a picture of your sneakers. I just want you to listen to my podcast and hear my perspective.
And then let's let's have a dialogue from it.
But
Yes.
if I say that was mad corny, I don't want you to get mad at me, man. Like, it doesn't mean anything. I don't want you to get mad, but I get why. My person, myself, like, I'm passionate about my podcast. I love this.
Absolutely.
I do. I love doing this. And I tell George and Ryan all the time, and we started this, I said, I don't want you guys to do this the favor to me because we're friends. Like, if you ever want to, like, you know what, I'm done, I'm cool with, like, it's cool. We're friends. The thread, we still cool. It wouldn't bother me at all because I'm going to still do it because it's my release. So
I hope y'all stay together though.
And
he just made that shit sound like a divorce proceeding. If you want to leave, you can leave. I'm keeping the podcast.
And what you just said about, you know, people coming on and communicating, having open conversations about things is something that I wish more people would do, because having Tony on and hearing his perspective, and we've tried to get Kais on, we've tried to get other people on. Kais said he'd never do our podcast ever, and that.
that's fine. I don't.
And it's
care.
fine,
I don't
but
have nothing
like,
to talk to them
but
about anyway.
you know, like, it's like, why, like why? We're not out here just trying to shit on people. Like, we're saying things because we don't understand why.
Why?
We don't understand why you do that, or why you feel that way, or why that happens, and it's it's important to have that communication so that everybody's on the same page.
Everybody, you know, they love to label themselves
Yes.
in this culture. I'm a sneakerhead. Oh, I'm a reseller.
I think just in this world, people like to label themselves.
True, correct.
Like you said about people in hip hop.
Yeah. So I couldn't find a label for myself. I wasn't a hype beast person. You know, I don't know what to call myself. I'm a sneaker socializer. When I was younger, I was very quiet. I was the cool, uncool kid in middle school, high school. The way I spoke to people without speaking was through my sneakers.
Mm-hmm.
When I walk the streets, I look at your feet first.
That's everybody.
I look at you, I'll be like, and I'll see if that creates dialogue. So that's what I love. I mean, Los and I are friends because he went to my table and saw my big puns, and he was like, we connect. How did we connect? He loves sneakers. I have big puns, capital punishment cover on a pair of Nike Vandals, and that's, we just spoke the language.
Greg slid my DMs, and the rest is history.
Right.
Slide into my
it was him.
DM.
First of all, he hit me up, all right, because I would be selling sneakers for like $25 DS. All right.
No, I posted a picture of the
Lies.
of the those Yeezy fucking slip-on shoes.
You're
And
a
you were like,
liar.
"Yo,
That ain't when we met. What are you talking
where'd
about?
you get those, man?
I
I was
ain't
like,
even
let me link you, fam.
You still have those?
That ain't even.
I have them.
You obviously you have them.
What's it called? What was that shoe?
Ugly.
Moccasin. Solar Soft Yeezy Moccasin.
One of the worst sneakers of all time.
Greg slid my DMs, and then I got introduced with George. I think the first time we ever hung out was when I got my ugly Christmas sweaters from you. We went to lunch.
I don't even remember that.
Well, let me say
You
one
keep
thing.
talking about the
up.
ugly Christmas
That's one of my
sweaters,
favorite
too.
shoes all time. Thank you.
Well, let me say
Bless
one-
up. Prayers up to you.
Yes.
Let me say one thing from one podcaster to another podcaster, but especially for you because you and I had dialogue about the whole getting angry thing. I was going through that. I was
sound like a
watching.
crazy person.
I mean, you know, call us if the shoe fits, wear both of them. I suffer through that too, especially when it comes to sneakers. I love this so much. I take this shit serious. Like it's tattooed. Like like this is real deal Holyfield. Like this is Virginia and a pair of Vandals because they were the first shoes I got customized. And I got this when I was 18 to remind myself, no matter how old I got, to remember that this is who you were, this is who you are, this is what you're gonna be. So I was watching a lot of Bill Maher when I first started. And that's not somebody you should really like take after when you're doing sneakers.
Yeah.
And I'm a jolly guy. And you really shouldn't, mold yourself after Bill Maher. And I had a friend, he was telling me, he was like, dude, you're like going to become this dinosaur because you keep shitting on people with Jordans.
I know.
People like Jordans now.
Yeah.
So if you listen to our recent episode, No Tricks, Only Treats, shameless plug.
Of course, man. Last of the Solehicans pod.
And you went trick or treating when you were 18 years old.
I was 18 years old. What a fucking black pillowcase. That is a true story. I put that on both my kids.
Well, I'm gonna let
For
you
real.
know you shouldn't have been out there.
I shouldn't have been out there,
I'm
but
just-
goddamn it, it's a memory, and we're talking about it as I'm 29, and that really happened. So what happened was I learned how to separate myself. If you listen to the latest episode, I say the word hype a lot,
Right.
Because that is the language that
Yeah.
these people speak.
Absolutely.
They don't know what fresh butters mean.
Or smacked.
Or
Or
smacked.
smacked.
Correct. If your shoes are smacked, I don't know what the fuck that means. But, they don't know what fresh means. They don't know what butter means. They don't know what,
Right.
But they say hype. They say
Lit.
Lit.
Yeah.
The first time I heard lit, I was so pissed. They're like, yo, this party's lit. I said, what the fuck is that?
He got angry.
Have you
went to the DJ
I got angry.
He unplugged the DJ booth.
Lit? Really?
Ow.
Lit?
Have any of you guys ever gone and like picked up a pair of shoes that you bought on Craigslist or from somebody and you put them in the car, the windows are up, and halfway home you realize you're fucking smacked? Has that ever happened to any of you?
Yes.
Oh my god!
He got a lot of flashbacks on this
Bruh.
episode.
Yeah.
I picked up a pair of the Gibson SBs. I picked them up, bro. Put them in my car. I'm driving home like, bro, I'm high as fuck.
I'm just
Like, I gotta go to bed. How am I gonna get home? I had to roll the windows. I'm like, I gotta get home.
saturated.
We say, Lowe's, we gotta hip him to DMV slang. We say chiefin'. If you're smoking, you're chiefin'.
We said
chiefin'.
Chiefin'.
Started that
Okay,
before.
smack.
Chiefin'.
You're a Bama. You know Bama?
Oh yeah,
No.
Bama. Yeah.
You're a
Country.
Bama. Bet.
Yeah,
Young.
bet.
Youngin. We say young.
Oh, yeah.
Like young. Hand me that
Young.
joint right there. And we know what that means. There could be,
Yeah.
look, out of all these bottles, if I point, I go, yo, hand me that joint right there. We will hand you the correct one. Yo, hand me that joint right there. Like, all right, bet you want this cup. We don't have to, no adjectives, just joint. What else do we say?
I would
Lowe's?
get confused because I got lots of drinks.
Correct, but we would still know.
We
still
say
know.
joint. I say
Bama, Smack, Chiefin. So Smack's the only one y'all didn't know?
I ain't no smack.
No.
Los, what's some slang that we know that we say over there?
We say cow.
Cowabunga.
I mean, you said most of them. I'm
I
trying
said
to
most
think.
of them. There's a meme on
Cowabunga.
Instagram. It says DMV
Surfs
slang.
up.
All right.
There's a meme on Instagram that's like
Yeehaw.
DMV slang, and it's so scary how like accurate it is because like we really talk like that.
We don't have our own like slang.
I was about to say, what's your lingo?
Yeehaw.
You said cracking a lot.
Yeehaw.
He said
I said yeehaw. I said yeehaw.
I told no, you don't.
I said yeehaw.
Yeehaw in text messages.
I do.
Kraken is a California thing.
It's say crack. Yeah, see, I'm from
Kraken.
Cali, so I stick with the Kraken all the time.
Release the Kraken.
I say cats. Like
Yeah,
I
cats.
call cats.
Cat.
I be like, yo, them cats is wild over there.
Do you know I picked that up from Puerto Ricans in Youngstown, Ohio? If you can believe there's Puerto Ricans over there, but they're adjacent to the African American community, so they picked up the slang. So they say Joker. Oh,
Joker, we say
yo,
Joker. I say
yo, it's
Joker.
cold up in this camp. I never heard that shit.
You
before.
never said Joker before.
I say
So
Joker all the
I
time.
got
I
that
say it
from-
around like my uncles and all them know.
You say different stuff about
Like, yo, this
other
Joker's
people besides
tripping.
us, man.
them jokers over
Shout out
there.
Youngstown, Ohio, for helping me with my Puerto Ricanness.
You say nerds a lot.
real.
Nerds is probably the word you said
For
the
real.
most.
They
Yeah,
taught me
nerds.
dominoes.
I just
They
started
taught me how to
saying
speak.
nerds, though.
That's real shit.
Geeks. Them
I
geeks.
say geeks and nerds a lot, but because I don't curse.
I
That's
don't
the thing.
think. I don't. To be honest with you, I don't think Phoenix has a thing like Oakland or
Cactus.
the
They
DMV area or New York City.
don't.
There isn't a thing. In
I
Phoenix.
told him.
Giddy
I said,
up.
Too many people not from here. You know what I mean?
Giddy up.
yeah.
I told
Get
him
along,
that.
little
That's what
doggy.
Arizona
I don't
built.
think he's talking about the white people in other cities. By the way,
Get along, little doggy.
I'm not. Shout out to the.
There's a snake in my boot.
shout out to like all the like tire stores. Like there was like
Oh,
there was like
you need
15
tires?
One
You
right
need
there.
used tires?
Bro,
Oh, you're
there
on
was like
tire row.
15 used tire stores within a half mile
Yeah,
radius.
16th to 24th between Jefferson and McDowell, all the tires you could ever need.
So hold on before we.
There's one right next door.
I mean, hey, he said
we
we're
had an hour
good.
5 minutes. So
We're
look,
good.
No, we're good, man.
what do we have to talk about? I flew here.
We didn't even do like a
Honestly,
list.
We really don't need to because it
We're
was
just
just
bullshitting.
conversation.
Yeah.
I dig it.
Like that conversation, I told him, I said, driving. I said, even if we didn't do episode today, driving with him and just talking might have been one of the best I've done
You
in
should have
a
vlogged
long time now. That's something that you vlog.
And you
That's
should have fucking picked
something-
me up. I could have left the office.
Well, you didn't even say that. What are you
That's why I
talking
asked you
about?
guys
He
still
wore
undefeated.
that to work today.
Is that why your jersey's tucked in?
Yeah,
Because it was
I
casual.
told him.
him.
It was fucking,
I told
I had
him.
to look fucking professional at work. I had to tuck my shit in.
I told him we were going to eat honest stuff. All he had was just jokes and quips all day in the thread. He didn't say one thing like, yo, come get me. He didn't say nothing. So don't say that like I didn't come get you.
Well,
or something.
What was I was gonna fucking say something.
I don't know.
Oh, actually, this we didn't do what's coming out this weekend. That whole fucking the whole Pharrell thing, the NMD, the human races.
I want
are coming out.
everything
There's like
comes out this weekend.
4 or 5 pairs coming out this weekend.
I want them all.
Los, you say you want them all?
I want everything that's dropping this weekend.
You're copping the 11s in?
No, I'm not. I got the 11s. I got the 11s early on the sneakers app, but
Oh yeah.
I sold them shit.
Are you shaming
Wait.
yourself?
He sold them already.
Oh, you sold them more.
Good
Good
for
for you.
him.
350 gone.
350. Someone paid 350.
It's probably because it was so early.
Loso knows.
Bro.
Loso knows how
had
the
it.
DMV flows.
You know, I'm just like you guys. I don't know if it's the three of you guys, but I'm so over 11.
They're done.
The only ones I need are my
11s
Cool
don't
Grays,
do
my
it.
Breads, and my Concords.
11, yeah, Concords.
That's it.
Bread,
Iconic.
and not even Space Jams don't even do it to me anymore,
Nah.
man. Pause. I'm just not into it, man. I'm just the 11s. I don't have that. I don't know. Maybe because he dropped every year. Just so over 11.
I still love my Cool Grays though, and I actually love my anniversaries, but I'm probably gonna sell them.
And
because
see,
I don't
that's
need
the
them.
thing too. Like, it's one thing to understand and respect like iconic. You can never say that the Jordan 11 isn't iconic.
Correct.
But we don't have to wear it
might
forever.
be
No.
the greatest shoe ever.
It might be the greatest shoe of all time.
Los, hang up the phone.
Yeah,
might be the greatest shoe of all time.
No. It might be the most iconic.
I would say
Iconic. That's
ones and
probably what it is.
11s.
Because 11s, because Concords are recognized by
Everybody.
mothers.
Correct.
Everybody's like, I remember those, even though they weren't stickers. Like, I remember when you had those as a kid. I remember that pattern. Like, people remember them.
Mm-hmm.
They might not know what they are, but you can't forget a Concord. When that came out, it was like, it wasn't even 50-50. It was like 40-60 on like who liked them and who didn't like them. It was like, but as they later on down the road, people started liking them. But that's just like hip hop. I mean, it's like the same thing, Talking about sneakers.
What did you say about hip hop and sneakers? And I the rage in my heart was like so fiery.
Was
it was
it
like
the-
the Arizona heat. I was so mad when you said that. You said hip hop and sneakers.
Oh no! Last week when we had Francis on, was it last week? Where Francis was on?
Yeah,
You
yeah,
talking
last
about
week, last
you
week.
talking about a conversation you had with him,
Yeah.
or
In the
No,
car.
no, you guys.
Yeah, and I said that we had almost talked about, but I said we save it for you. How I think Francis or somebody said about how
He doesn't watch sports.
sneakers and hip hop go hand in hand.
Go hand in hand or don't go hand.
Go hand.
Go
in
hand in
Oh,
hand.
absolutely.
No.
I don't agree with that.
Okay, first of all,
no, that wasn't that
I
was a
agree.
long time ago. You said that.
Oh.
That was when we were talking about Bun B teaching the class and all that stuff, and you said there shouldn't be classes for either one.
Yeah, but we brought it up. Either way,
Well, I guess in our conversation with Francis, I think the thing that confused us was because all of us grew to appreciate and love sneakers through sports. So
Not me.
So and that's that's the thing is like finding somebody who loved and appreciates sneakers through music is just foreign to us because that's it's a rarity. Most people I know. love
I'm older than
sneakers
all you
because of-
guys, so you got to keep
You're
in mind
a
it's
lot
different.
older than
Okay.
yes.
So here's
World War II vet. He was on the beach of Normandy.
Here we go, lit.
lit. The war was lit.
the war was lit.
The war was lit.
That's a fact.
That was blasphemous. I think that
Yeah.
the what is it, the GOP or the VA is gonna like shut my ass down.
George was the first person to ever take. George was the first person to ever take penicillin.
So look,
That war was cracking.
Hey, me and George might be the same age. What year you graduated high school, George?
97.
61.
Oh damn, you all. Yo, you are older.
Yo, Wu-Tang Forever came out when he graduated.
No. In '97, I was a sophomore. I graduated in 2000.
Well, yeah, probably the same age as Greg.
Yeah,
Probably same age as me,
Forever, yeah.
He graduated the year that Method Man was born.
Yes.
So you said that you guys going through sports. When I started podcasting, I was figuring out like questions to always ask guests. And one of the questions that shout out to T and Converse, Tyron, he mentored me with podcasting, and I said this question. He goes, "That's your shit right there." And I said, "What affected sneakers more, skating, hip hop, or sports?" Now for me, it was always hip hop because through hip hop, I could tell where this rapper was from by his.
But what do you
footwear.
mean
Yeah.
by sneakers? You talking about the people who wear sneakers, or are you talking about the culture in general?
Both.
Okay.
Both. I mean, it's hand in hand, in my
Yeah.
opinion. So, Run D. See, before everybody's on Adidas nuts because of Kanye West. Before Kanye West, it was Run DMC.
Yeah.
Okay, they had cast in Madison Square Garden 20,000.
And in between there, it
Well,
was
I'm
Pharrell.
sure you heard what I said about
Which one?
if you're talking about the episode when he.
I'm not for sure. He said that you guys talked about something. And he was saving it for me.
Yeah.
So they had 20,000 cats throwing up shell-toe Adidas that they got $1 million deal. I mean, I think they
Well, I
got a
made
deal
the
for
My
life.
Adidas point many times over
Have
on
you?
that episode.
So we're
on that episode.
So
yeah.
thank you. So exactly, even have a song commemorating my Adidas. Squeak over Coliseum floors. I don't know all the lyrics, but damn it, it's a classic. Go listen to it, kids. but through hip hop, b-boys,
Right.
b-boys rocking the Pro Kids, rocking Pumas, fat laces. Shout out Jamal Shabazz, who back in the day was the photographer, taking all the dope hip hop pics. There's you know why I love Los? When we were doing our episode, some people would push the episode because it's a collaborative thing. If I'm interviewing you and giving you your platform, you should push it so people can hear what you're saying.
Yeah.
So they get to hear what I'm saying, and you get to hear what you're saying. Los made a campaign. He did. He copy and pasted our faces on old Nike ads. But the one that touched my heart the most, there's a very famous picture of two Puerto Rican kids. They're going like this. The cat has the Puerto Rican flag belt buckle. They got the Pumas with the fat laces. He's got the old viejito hat, the Kango joint to the side, and he posted our faces on that because he knew Puerto Rock. He knew that's who I am. That's my shit. Hip hop, Puerto Ricans, blacks. That's what made me fall in love with him. So hip hop, in my opinion, made sneakers. It says right here, look, where'd you get those? New York City sneaker culture, 1960 to 1987. Bobito was a ball player, so there's your sports. But in the book, he talks about the B-boys rocking the Pro Kids, the shell-toe Adidas, the Pumas, shit that wasn't cool. Run DMC, no laces. Hip hop, I mean, come on, man. Hip hop for me.
Right.
Bobito,
ahead.
me growing up, Bobito wasn't even known when I was growing up for being a sneaker person. He was known being a hooper and a musician first.
Whatever
You want to call it. Yeah, exactly. Whatever you want to call it. But the sneaker thing was the third
Correct.
of all the things that people knew him for.
I love you more now because you sat there. I have my love for him just went up. The left nipple got hard. Right there.
I don't know how to take that, but we gonna rock with it.
Keep going.
Yeah, we gonna rock with it. I don't know how to take that, but let's do it.
But that's good you said that.
Yeah.
He did sports, but I mean, Stretching Bobito is the greatest hip hop
Right.
radio show ever. It was voted. So he commemorated it. It was a culture, hip hop. I could tell. Air Force Nelly, Air Force Ones.
Right.
When that song came out, nobody can front and say that they didn't have a pair of Air Force Ones. Air Force Ones were on the shelves.
He
I
can.
can't.
Oh, you can?
I never been an Air Force One person.
Me neither.
Never.
Blasphemy.
Yo,
Supreme. I have Supreme Air Force Ones.
Blasphemy.
Hype shit.
You got flex. Yeah.
Shout out to everybody who ever owned Air Force Ones, but I never owned a pair.
The most iconic
Dead
shoe
serious.
ever.
It's
I was
definitely
always, for me growing up, Vans number one. You grew up in Southern California, you're white. You do any kind of skating, you wearing
white.
Vans. I mean, even cats who aren't white wearing Vans.
Everybody have Vans.
So
I'm
Vans is
California.
number one. Number two would be any kind of Jordan you can get your hand on because, like I told you, I graduated in 97. I was born in 79, so I lived through Jordan's entire career. You know what I mean? So, and then after that, you had Forces, Flights. We got into some other stuff, but shell toes weren't big in California growing up. I knew about Adidas. What's the top 10s? That's the one you like, right?
Yeah.
The Adidas top 10. There were probably more of those than shell toes in California, to be honest with you. K-Swiss was a thing.
I love K-Swiss.
So I mean,
They're making moves now too.
Have you seen their lifestyle releases?
They doing stuff.
Force flights and dunks were much bigger than Air Force Ones, and so I think I was always a dunk person. Why I got into Nike SB so big.
He said he didn't like the pigeons, the black ones.
He doesn't either.
Yeah,
Why not? What you think, Los?
The first pictures were bad. Let me say that.
What, the pigeons?
The black pigeons that just came out.
Bro, who in Arizona has to connect? I'm looking for one. Yeah, I need two, bro.
I think they're gonna sit.
I need it, man.
I think they're gonna sit. I don't think you'll have a problem.
Yo, if you guys come across the 13, bro, alley-oop, fellas, I got you guys on anything.
There's probably only 2 spots in Arizona that'll get them. Well, one store that has 3 locations.
I mean,
bro, it's crazy. Like it's the SB shops over here
undefeated
already have them, but they're backdooring a lot of the shit already, man. I already seen a few people.
That's why you
really
was like,
think there's going to be more of these than people want.
You see, this is the problem with you. When you described it to me, you said it's the pigeon. But
it's not the pigeon.
It's not the pigeon.
Okay.
It was what you guys always talk about, the colorway. That color blocking back then when everyone lost their mind, it was first. I don't remember seeing anything similar to that blocking, that pinkish orange the grayish tint. Like, that was what it was. So when you flip the script to this black, it's like, man, I feel like I'm just disappointed.
I read what Jeff Staples said, and I understand why they did it. But
I do.
like,
why? I don't know.
He said he wanted to take all the color essentially out of it. And
why?
Because that's
he wanted to black it out, supposedly make like a blackout version.
Yeah,
of
let
it.
me find a comment.
I think he should have just honestly, like, if he would have made it a high, we would have been mad. If he would have made it a low,
I would have been heated.
I don't know.
Really?
I would have been heated if it was a high. I appreciate the shoe. It's not my thing. I appreciate it, but if they would have made it a high, I would have been so mad. Like, high dunks are just, they're not wearable.
No.
Me, I can't wear them.
Yeah,
they're not wearable.
Yeah, I kind of agree. Like, I wear my MF. I don't wear my MF Dooms anymore, man. Like, I tried the other day and I put them on and I took them right back off.
Oh, yeah, but see,
I don't know what it is, man. I don't know what it is about the shoe.
It's something about the way the jeans sit on top of them now.
And then it leaves that nice like smear.
Yeah, it just
on
doesn't.
the top of your shoe.
Yeah. I remember you used to worry about your jeans getting on the actual shoe. Now it's on the top of your shoe. Like, it's just a weird setup now. But
I want to wear those Acapulco Gold dunks that we bought. Did you buy those?
Yeah, I did. No, one of the most underrated dunks ever. You can't wear them.
You can't wear them.
But
they're amazing.
When we talk about pigeons are staples. They're just
ironic,
but they're staples.
Gotcha.
Like, that pigeon does mean something.
Correct.
Because it's just, when it's like a puma pigeon, they make they keep
that puma pigeon was sexy.
It was, and it's underrated.
Yeah.
But
so was the New Balance.
I
didn't even see that.
See, I had them.
New Balances are fire.
And I ended up selling them. You know, but it's iconic just within itself. That's why I like a complex con. I appreciate a complex con over a sneaker con any day. Now, sneaker con doesn't have the connects to bring a Kobe Bryant and people like Ghostface and things like that to their event. But when you
Andre 3000,
bro, come on. Now, see, look.
Well, any
Kais Omar.
Hey, fellas, let's go next year. Let's do it.
I'm going next year.
I'm going next year.
Like,
I'm there too.
Like, I'm going because this is the thing. I hope these younger cats that go to SneakerCon, I hope a lot of them were at Complex Con too, because you get to see these iconic figures in sneakers. Your Jeff Staples.
I wonder what tickets cost.
I don't know, but it's like a 2-day thing. But like, you got your Jeff Staples, you got
Premium
cats like
Pete's,
Premium Pete's, your Ghostface Killers, you got
shout out to Abdul who was there.
I mean, Kobe Bryant's there. You got your Kendrick Lamar's who are trying to keep that same hip hop.
Did we mention Andre 3000 was there?
Andre 3000 was there. Now
he was like
he was sitting at an old high school desk,
right? Drawing
circled in it, like people are looking at him draw on a desk. That's wild to me. That's an iconic figure that everyone should circle and take a look at and see what he's doing.
And it was so simple yet so complex. Pun intended.
Pun intended. Like I wanted to go this year and it just kind of slipped. I went on too many trips this year. It was like money wise. I can't go no more. I'm going next year because that's where I feel like we are supposed to be.
Yes.
Correct.
If I'm going to talk down on the structure of how a sneaker con is built, I
go.
better be at a complex con.
should.
I can't be at the house talking bad about this, and I don't even go for the thing that's for me.
Correct.
So that's one thing that we had to learn. I learned myself, like, I can't talk junk here and don't go here. I'm going.
And you can see Hot Ones live.
Okay. You worship Hot Ones.
Yes, and we're gonna eat the
Oh,
fucking
is
chip.
it the wing? The
wing show.
Yeah, the wing show.
That is pretty.
I'm
Fun.
not eating that chip.
I want them to eat the one chip challenge with me, but they fucking refuse.
Have you seen it?
I'll do it.
Pussies.
I've seen it. Shaq had me dying laughing. He was
Dying.
He was like, I'm not gonna make a noise. He was like, that wasn't a
I'm
noise.
not
And he
doing
said a
that.
face. He said, I'm not gonna make a face.
I told them we could all split one chip if it made them feel better, or they could split a chip and I'd eat a whole one.
No,
I do it with
there's
you.
only one bathroom here. There's no way. All right. If I eat that chip, I gotta leave.
I'll bring
instantly.
buckets.
No, oh no, bro. You gonna have to bring more than a bucket for me.
Gotta
All right?
leave instantly.
Instantly.
There's a parking lot.
But like I'm saying, that to me is for us. When you
There's
think
a
of hip hop,
parking lot.
when you think of hip hop, I like to see a Ghostface. He's a legend now. You know what I mean? It's like Jay-Z came here.
Legend.
So let's go. So me and him talk about Jay-Z. So Jay-Z came here, and I didn't like this about Arizona. And I guess if you're this type of person you are, Jay-Z was here last week, 444 concert. I don't know who didn't go. I know I didn't. I don't think you guys went. Did you go? I didn't go. I heard it was awful. Okay. I would never give. I went to Jay-Z back in the Rockefeller G Unit, saw him then.
It's your boy.
Jay-Z is not somebody I pay to see. Okay. He's not a performer to me. Now, in an intimate place, which is why I love to go see a Ghostface, a Raekwon. I like to go see a
200
Nas.
people.
I like to see
really.
like a Jay-Z, like a Ghostface, he's right there. A Jay-Z, he's over there.
Yeah. Right.
It's the show. And everybody be like, we just had to be there.
Why?
I heard he was forgetting lyrics on stage. I heard he tried to, and he was huffing. Like he was, I said, I don't want to see that. Now, to me, Jay-Z is the greatest rapper of all time.
Los.
No, he's the greatest rapper of all time. Not my greatest rapper of all time. He's the greatest rapper of all time.
Los. Hey, Los, do you have a teacup with a spoon? Because I think my man just went to the sunken place.
Bruh,
He's in the sunken place.
you gotta
Nah,
consider.
A lot of people got Jay as the greatest, man.
He is the smartest. He's the smartest.
My person.
He's the
He's up there,
Businessman.
He's the smartest businessman in hip
Him
hop.
and Puffy.
Correct. And
Puffy's
baby,
not
but
even
he's
near any
I'm gonna tell you
level
why
as a
I don't
rapper.
like. I'm gonna tell you why Jay-Z's not the greatest hip hop person ever. Okay, first of all, when he first came out, nobody give a fuck about Reasonable
no
Doubt.
one didn't.
And even the one in 1997 when he had that whack ass.
No. That's not necessarily true.
No, that's true.
Because you're right that the year, like in 96 when it came out, people weren't all over it. But literally 6 months later, by 97,
People got on
people
it,
realized the mistake they made.
Okay.
So you're partially correct.
Okay, I'll take that.
Wait. About
And this,
what?
and this is talking about in California. We were getting down
Wait,
to
but what
Reasonable Doubt.
album we talking about?
Reasonable Doubt.
Reasonable Doubt, and then
okay.
Volume 1.
That is half right and half wrong. Reasonable Doubt came out.
And no, it really wasn't like
Nobody
Yeah.
cared.
in 96, and then by 6 months later, in 97, people realized the mistake they made and they went back. I owned it.
People went. I'm gonna tell you when I went back.
Yeah, I owned it.
I'm gonna tell you when I went back because a lot of people don't realize Jay-Z was almost out of here. Okay, he was almost gone. Volume 2 saved
Saved him.
Jay-Z. Period.
Can I get
Yeah,
a what,
Volume
what?
2 is where people jumped on.
Can I get a what Hard Knock Life?
It saved Jay-Z
The
because he was almost
the
gone.
originator.
I agree.
Hard Knock Life that came out. It was like
And in 1998,
Well, people expected more though. That's why it wasn't. It wasn't because he was trash. People were like,
not to do with trash.
Big got killed, and people were like, the
right,
next
he's
person who was
correct.
logically gonna go
But-
ascend to the throne,
but-
and he didn't take it right away and run with it.
But look at 1998 when Volume 2 came out. Yo, you had
I
Capital
owned them all.
Punishment.
I didn't care.
You had Noriega's Nori. You had Lauryn Hill's Miseducation. You had,
Miseducation was a hard one back then to listen to, though.
it was a what?
It was a hard one to listen to back then.
Oh,
It was ahead of its
Eye by
time.
Outkast.
Yeah, Big Pun
98
Capital
was a big
Punishment.
year.
That was the first thing I said.
What'd he say?
No, he said you got to say Big Pun.
Capital
That was the
Punishment.
first thing I
Of
said.
course.
That was the first
I'm
thing I
sorry,
said.
Big Pun has some of the best albums ever. I can't think of a whack Big Pun like.
Well, you got to say songs, so you only had 2 albums. So
Right.
So,
But now, wait, who do you guys consider the great rapper of all time?
greatest rapper of all time? Oh, shit. Of all eras?
Okay, now if you broke it down by era, I like that better than all time.
Because I'm gonna tell you what, all time for me is KRS-One. I don't care what nobody says.
Okay.
No way, bro.
Are you talking about MCing or are you talking about the entire package? Pause.
I am not talking about KRS-One's
Greatest of all
package.
time is Biggie Smalls.
Okay,
I don't agree with you,
you
Los.
wildin',
You're
Los.
tripping. KRS-One is the best MC.
Yo, Biggie was the greatest, dog.
No, he's
like me and Sofrito have heated conversations.
I was ready to kill him on the last episode.
Yeah, but you can't say big. Okay, to me, 2 albums, and a lot of people forget when him and Pac died, they were like 24. Like I'm
Yeah.
not giving the title of the greatest rappers of all time to
Not quite that
24-year-olds.
young, but yeah.
No,
they were 24 years old.
Yeah, Biggie was
No.
24, wasn't
All
it?
right, no
26,
Biggie, no
I
Pac.
believe.
My favorite personally.
Like I said, not quite that old, but yeah.
Hold on. Who was it, Los?
Nas is my favorite rapper.
Nas-
There's no Biggie, no Pac. Nas. I
Now,
got Nas in my
Ghostface
Is
is
my
my
favorite.
favorite rapper.
Is my favorite.
Nas to me, out of is the best rapper.
I don't
Okay.
agree with that.
Now, when you had said Slick Rick is the greatest storyteller,
Yes.
yes and no.
Yes, he is.
Nobody could tell a story like Nas.
That's
bro.
not true.
Nas can make you feel like you got
Nas is exactly. Thank you.
The only
Nas
thing
is
that
the
Nas has
storyteller,
over
dog.
Slick Rick as far as storytelling is Rewind, which is
one of the greatest songs ever.
I had my chin like on the thing again.
What would you say, Los, about Nas?
Nas is the greatest storyteller.
He is.
Hands down.
Nas is that guy that'll make you feel like you there with the gun in your hand, running, ski mask.
You know the
jumping.
problem with Nas is Nas has dropped, and he's my favorite rapper, so many garbage albums. He's dropped a lot of terrible
Two
music.
of them shits was due. One
But
was
so
the
has
other was
Jay-Z.
Illmatic.
That's
That's
the
a
thing.
one hot
Jay has
album
dropped
every
bad
10-year
music too, huh?
average. I mean, that's pretty bad.
Like I look at, it's like when you look at Jay-Z. I compare Jay-Z to like Jordan Brand. It ain't the greatest thing ever,
but people.
but you gotta respect.
But that's
it.
why I don't
You
like it.
said-
Jay-Z
Yeah,
is
but you
scapegoat.
gotta respect it. I agree.
You said
I agree.
You said in the car, Jay-Z's going platinum no matter what.
Correct.
Jordan 11s, they're probably.
They're gonna
I
sell
expect them to
forever.
sit, but
Well-
this year they're gonna sit. But I expect them to sell.
If
forever.
Jordan 11's released like Jay-Z albums released, it would be like that. It would be
Right.
platinum every time.
He's going platinum.
But he rode a lot of waves. You know, in 1998, DMX was bigger than Jay-Z. Facts. He even shouted him out on the Hard Knock Life tour.
Yeah,
he said
I
shout out
agree.
to
I
X.
agree with you.
I agree.
Juvenile, he jumped on that to get the South.
He did.
Big Pimpin', he jumped on the UGK to get the South.
to get the South.
You know, what else? Kanye West,
Jay-Z
Watch the
does
Throne.
that.
He's smart.
Yo, like I told Sofrito, he does the flavor of the month. He
Right.
always
He'll
smart, though. I
be
mean,
right there.
You're supposed to
like,
do that. Huh?
He's hotter than me, but I'm Jay-Z.
Right.
So you're gonna see the hot guy, but you're gonna see Jay-Z.
Smart.
Works.
I'll
Smart.
tell you this. I said.
Stays relevant. You keep relevant that way.
There you go.
I said. Oh, Jay-Z.
But not the best MC.
I said Jay-Z's gonna hop on.
Yeah, but in hindsight, he's better than every one of the people that you just associated him with in that regard. All those records you just named? Oh yeah, he is. Yes.
Blueprint album, I will say, is one of the greatest.
No, I didn't say he's the greatest MC ever. I'm saying the people you just named that he wanted to be on their record with at the time, he's better than all of them.
Yeah, but see, that's
Okay.
kind of what you said. Like you're good, but I'm Jay-Z. It doesn't matter what
doesn't
Jay-Z
matter.
says on their record. Wow, that's Jay-Z on your record.
Do you know that somebody tried to tell me in the barbershop, and you don't get no more gutter than the barbershop when it comes to hip hop. They tried to tell me that Jay-Z's verse on Drug Dealers Anonymous was better than Pusha T's.
Oh no, it's
What?
not. It's not. Jay-Z.
I
That
have to
was
listen to it. I
no,
don't
it's
remember.
not. See, Pusha T is underrated. Murdered him.
He murked him,
But
it's Jay-Z.
The problem is that a Pusha T might feel inside he murdered him, but he would never say it because it's Jay-Z.
Correct.
You gotta. It's just one of those things. Like I said, I said when, and I said
See,
when
that's why
Cardi B. I said when Cardi B's song was like this through the roof. I said watch Jay-Z jump on this joint.
Did he?
No, he didn't. But I felt it. I felt in my bones that Jay-Z's gonna
But see,
come and put
he's
that
riding
hot
a
on
what?
there.
He's
I
riding
felt
that
he
wave.
was because it's like
Yeah, but now Kanye and Drake are that person who does that. They do all the remixes and make shit hotter. It ain't Jay-Z no more.
Definitely in Jay-Z. It's
I mean, but
definitely Drake.
they jumped on the Fat Joe song. What was the Fat Joe song?
all the way up.
All the way up.
That's true.
Dog. And I think he did an alright job on it.
It did okay.
I personally-
That's why I asked you the difference between an MC and a rapper, because in my opinion, there is a difference.
There's a-
The rapper is the entire package, pause. The MC is just that man like KRS-One who doesn't care about promo
Correct.
and
Yep. Agree.
glitz and glamour or whatever you want to talk about, production value, any of that stuff. He just wants to spit on a record, boogie down.
He said it the best.
Put the lyrics.
KRS-One said it the best. Hip hop is something you live. Rap is something you do.
Yes, I agree 100%.
So when it comes to getting down with the get down, yes, Jay-Z. But if you're talking about the 5 elements, DJing, graffiti, beatboxing, shit like that. Like MC means move the crowd. KRS-One can rock a crowd no matter where he goes.
Right.
Jay-Z could too, but not in the same essence. Jay-Z moves the crowd because he's Jay-Z. KRS-One moves the crowd because he's spitting.
Everybody here that went to the 444 concert,
the crowds are different too, though. You're not going to get the same audience with those two.
I respect that.
A lot of people that I know that went because it was clear Jay-Z's not the most. I'm not paying to watch Jay-Z. I'm not paying $150 a ticket. I'm not. But the thing that they said the most is, come on, bro, it's Jay-Z. And I'm like, bro, I'm not giving my $150 to just see Jay-Z. I'm not, because I find myself, there's some classic Jay-Z jams, but I find myself just into it because it's just Jay-Z.
That's just like when Jordans drop. You mean to tell me that all the Jordans are bad? There's some shoes that kill Jordans, but it's Jordan, so when it drops,
And that goes for 11s. They're going to drop, and everybody that's buying them, come on, you don't like 11s anymore.
It's just nostalgia.
It's just nostalgia. You can't possibly like 11s anymore.
Part of it is also it comes out at Christmas time. We've talked about that a bunch of times. If they dropped in May or something, less people would care. It turns into a Christmas gift for some people.
So it becomes like a tradition?
Yeah, well, I mean, think about how many people you see in line or putting raffle tickets in or whatever system y'all got, buying those that you don't see buy for any other release. Part of it is nostalgia because it's an 11, but the other part of it is, guess what? You get to give it to your kid and they get to open it on Christmas. You know what I'm saying?
That's
what are you about to say, Los?
Tactics.
Yeah, but they're dropping. It's crazy. They're dropping the 11s this weekend, and they're dropping a pair in December.
Black.
Right.
And they're dropping.
That might be what that.
13s, bro. I'll do 13s after Christmas. That's whack, dog. Like,
yeah.
What?
Give me black cement 3s and I'll be happy. That's all I want.
With the Nike Air on the back.
Next year, probably.
Yeah.
That's it.
For February.
That's all I want. That's it. That's all I want.
Yeah, like, I mean,
I don't even know if I want those anymore.
it's something. It's like
I've had them for so long. I don't even know if I want them anymore.
that Jay-Z.
You buying them?
Yeah, but you already got 3-4 pairs.
I have one pair of black cements. I beat the.
Oh,
the
the ones you want in my house. Oh, okay.
Shit.
See, I thought you had more than that.
I wear my black cement 3s a lot too. I just need I want a Nike Air.
I had 2 dead stock pairs. I sold them both.
I had how many
at the
cement 3s
shop
I
formerly
had?
known as Pound for Pound.
I gave somebody a LeBron Christmas trade. I mean, a LeBron
Yeah, we
Easter.
each had like at least 3.
Like, I mean, geez. But, like when you talk about that Jordan brand, you talk about that 11, that's where to me, if I'm comparing hip-hop artists or rappers, MCs, to sneakers, Jay-Z is that Jordan brand. And I consider...
That's the best comparison.
And I
ever,
consider Nas like your Air Maxes. You can never go wrong with a
Nas is the Air
Nas. Huh? You can't go wrong with an Air Max in your jeans and your shorts in the summer or winter. Nas, you were just telling me that verse on that that Nas verse is fire. You can't go wrong with a Nas. Huh? And that's the thing. But you got your KRS-Ones. He's like that Deodora. Come on.
It's classic.
You might not be checking for it, but it's never going to go. It's not going to do you wrong. You know what I mean? But you got to give it a shot. When I listen to y'all podcast and you hold up a vinyl, I have no idea what it is, and I go on iTunes or whatever and look for it, and I listen to it, I say, you know what? I gave that a shot, you know what? And I like it. It's not for the setting of when I'm here, but it's for the setting when I'm just chilling by myself,
That's the problem that the sneaker...
When you're smacked.
When you're smacked.
When you're smacked.
But that's the problem with the culture. They're not even giving certain brands or silhouettes a shot.
No.
And they're $60.
Right.
Which is why what Ronnie Feig did with Asics is so amazing, because he took a company in silhouettes that were dead and turned them into
Some non-existent.
I
didn't even know.
I feel like a lot of stuff has come back recently, though. Carhu is one. The other one, what did you just say?
The car who's back, but who's buying it? You have to buy it. Like, we see it.
Kanye wore it.
It's not just, they're not producing it for just to sit there. What's the other one you just said? Deodoras, those are back.
Oh yeah, I think
there's a lot of stuff.
Back.
A lot of
Deodora's been back.
You know who brought Deodoras
well,
back?
not that long. But
Extra butter?
Raekwon. No, Raekwon.
Bam.
Purple tape.
The number one collaboration
Bro.
of 2015.
Damn it.
Raekwon, Purple Tape.
No, it's not.
Yes,
Yes,
it
it is.
Sucks.
I did the New York lineup for that. I went to New York for the Theodore Raekwon.
Raekwon.
You should be just as
Purple
ashamed of
Tapes.
yourself as Greg is for saying it's the number one sneaker of all time.
It's the number one sneaker collaboration
No, he said
of
2015, right?
Period.
And that brought
Yo,
back
that
Theodore.
Theodore.
When I said that,
Purple
I blew
Tape
their
Theodore
minds.
is
No,
so
we're there.
live.
Yeah, because it's foolishness.
It's foolishness.
I didn't say it sucked. I just said it's foolishness to call it number one.
Purple shoe.
A wise man said, "Don't argue with
monochrome
fools
purple
because
shoe.
from a distance you can't tell who is who." So we're there.
This
Theodore got brought
a
back
purple
as a
shoe.
Raekwon.
What are you talking about?
It was a sexy purple. It wasn't a Barney
Yo,
like.
and it's the
It wasn't.
only
Look, it
Theodore
wasn't
I
a
own. The
purple.
only one I own.
It was a purple.
It was a purple.
I'm
tape.
fine with purple, but that's
All right.
It wasn't Tinky
Yeah.
Winky. It was purple tape. Okay. It was a strong purple.
It was, man. I'm enjoying this, man. Good conversation.
That's what I'm here for.
That's what we're here for.
That's
man.
what we're here for. Yeah.
Is there anything else we
we can get some beers. We can get some beers after this. Some food.
man. Oh man, Los don't drink no more, man. He's clean.
He's called me Los 2 times.
I'm so frito. I keep doing that.
I am 5 inches shorter than Los, and I am about a good 120 thinner. You don't drink? I used to, and I'm good. I'm hitting 30s next year. I'm done. I'm just.
You think he's so old,
Just
bro.
get smacked.
He think
I
he's
did.
so
That's
old.
what I get smacked, and it makes my knees feel better.
He in the car. He's like, "Oh man, how old are you? 29." I said, "Man, 29." I said, "29." I was still trying to dunk. I was like, "Yo, I know, fam. I can grab the rim, fam."
At 29, he graduated in 1997.
You must have been playing on a 6-foot hoop. You ain't grabbing no 10-foot hoop at
Are you crazy?
5'2".
In high school, I was hanging on the rim. Facts. All right.
You must have got a
Facts.
boost then.
No,
you got lifted up.
Hops.
The man
all
took
right?
you, put you
I'm
out
not
there,
talking to this guy.
and
You
you
know
were like,
what?
yeah.
And I hate having these discussions because I hate being that guy. Like, bro, I could do it, bro. I can't
told
prove
you.
it. I can't
Any
prove
court,
it.
anytime, any place, one-on-one.
I have no proof.
Can I do some shameless plugs?
Yes.
Do what you gotta
I
do.
wrote
Do
these
plugs.
down so because I
Do what you
couldn't
gotta
forget.
do.
Good.
Okay.
Do what you gotta do.
The last Solehicans podcast. Subscribe. Listen to it. Let me tell you something.
Subscribe to us. Hit that bell.
No, yeah.
Get our
Subscribe
subscriptions
to
up.
both.
If you listen to us,
But I mean both. But I'm mad that we have 1,800 listeners every week and we only have 600 something subscribers. Everybody subscribe. Don't miss an episode.
And I feel the same way.
we spit hot fire.
and
Dylan.
Dylan is the greatest rapper of all time as well. When I on one of your I commented on YouTube.
You
I
said you're the most underappreciated.
underappreciated.
That touched my heart.
And we got that. We used to get that too early,
Yeah.
and we still get that now. But there's things that people need to pick up from podcasts and shows that they listen to. Ryan has been like sending stuff. Gary Vaynerchuk. I listen to him all the time. Motivational stuff all the time. Stuff that picks you up, lifts you. When I listen to your guys' podcast, I've never, Kixie Jixie with Kick It with D. I watch every single one. Homeboy, you were telling me about
TTK or which
TTK,
one? Yeah.
all of them. I've watched the live shows. The live shows, I thought you only did live shows. I didn't realize it was a podcast. I learned something from it because I
Thank
can
you.
step outside of myself and say, yo, I don't know nothing about that.
Yeah.
For a long time, I thought y'all were from New York. All these cats in New
My
York.
mother's from the Bronx, so I got that boogie down in me.
You're right. And then when I picked up on Virginia, that's a part of the country I don't know nothing about.
Virginia's cool.
So it's like, and you talk about comment, things like that. It's like,
I'm loyal to the soil.
I step out of it and I learn. I listen to it and I say, yo, they throwing up the vinyls right now. What they talking about?
Thank you.
They talking about this song. I don't even know what that is. I'll put it in, listen, and I'll say, yo, I do remember this joint. That's in my library. That's in my library now. I put it in there. I got a special library from stuff I get from your guys' show.
The Solehicans playlist.
I get it from there. Yo, why don't y'all start that? Y'all need a Solehicans
I'm about to, because Rap
playlist,
Caviar did that shit. Hey, Los, we're doing the Solehicans playlist on
Y'all
Spotify.
need to because y'all
royalties the R Simpy.
y'all knowledge on stuff, considering how young you guys are, is amazing.
Knowledge
All
reigns
right?
supreme over nearly everybody.
It does.
Well, let me do this real quick.
No, go ahead.
I need to shout out Edgar of Chief Rocker. He's my OG, and that's the problem with these young cats. They're 15-year-olds listening to 15-year-olds.
Yes.
And what
Or 25-year-olds listening to 15-year-olds.
It's not even listening.
Or
It's hanging out with.
42-year-olds listening to 15-year-olds.
Sure.
I can't confirm nor
Let me tell you
deny.
something that George don't do is that listen to trap and nonsense.
You did tell me that. So Edgar,
No, I was talking about the podcast or the YouTubers. He loves
Go ahead.
Edgar Munoz, Chief Rocker. I was 11 years old. My mom was like so anti hip hop. She was so anti me being creative. My mother was a strict Puerto Rican woman from New York who was in the army. She wasn't playing that shit, and she didn't understand. Like,
Shout out to your mom.
I love my mother. Shout out to my mother. And he saw I got in trouble. I got homeschooled, and it backfired on my mother because all I did was listen to hip hop and like research. This is when LimeWire was the shit.
Yep.
So I downloaded all the Wu-Tang albums. I downloaded like everything that my mother wouldn't let me listen to. I couldn't buy it at the store.
LimeWire and Napster and all that.
Bear
That's
share.
where
So
you get computer STDs.
I
get the most viruses
I gave my mom's computer chlamydia maybe 3 times. You know, I gotta keep it real. LimeWire,
your
shout out.
computers,
You know,
you got the most
I use
viruses.
it.
You know, I gotta keep it
Everyone
real.
at the beginning. DJ Clue exclusive.
So I'm like 11, 12 at this time, and he came over my house and he saw that I was downloading Wu-Tang, and he was like, he said, what the fuck do you know about Wu-Tang? And he's from New York. He saw Mr. Wiggles and Frosty Freeze breakdancing in the street.
Frosty Freeze.
You know what I mean? So he took me under his wing. He put me on the Commonwealth. He put me on the Schmack. He put me onto the Sneaker Coach. He put me on the Bobito. He used to give me a CD. He used to give me 3 CDs. This is what I do for the record. This is what he used to do to me. He would give me 3 CDs or 3 cassettes. I had to take it home. I would read the linear notes. I knew all the singles. I knew when the singles dropped, everything. And then I would give it back to him. I would tell him what I learned, and then he would give me 3 more. So because of him, he let my creativity thrive. I have to shout out Gabe of Shootopia. It's coming in December, so I have to shout out him. Los and Gabe, we got to do an episode together. They have more history. Mark Eyestone, The Magic Bullet, November 25th. Daryl G, 2 Noir Pop-Up Shop. I'm hosting Magic Bullet. Downtown Fredericksburg. He was my first guest, and he's amazing. If you ever need SBs, he's got you. My father for making me.
Oh yeah, son, make that call for me.
Bad timing. My father. Ooh yeah. Los, that was bad timing. Let me see here. People who really have been down with me. I've been recording since 2015. I've been doing this since January 2016. For people who showed up to my live shows, shout out to Brooks. Shout out to Sports Zone. That's why Los is my partner, because I didn't invite him. He just showed up. Out of the strength that he was supporting Slash of the Solehicans. He showed up. And I said he wasn't even supposed to be part of the panel. And that's why he's like, I was so smacked. I went up to him, I said, yo, be on the stage. He was like, son, are you sure? And like he kept blinking. He was like, are you sure, son? I'm like, yes. And he was the funny. Everybody said, yo, who's the fat guy who's funny?
Hey.
I said, Los. And they kept bringing him up. And I said, he needs to be on my show. Puerto Rico. Fuck number 45, number 1. Crazy Legs. If you want to donate to PR, because I know we were talking about that. Rocksteady for life. Crazy Legs of the Rocksteady crew. Boricuas on the set has really been on the island, really doing humanitarian efforts. So shout out to him. And thank you guys.
Thank you.
Thank you.
And Los, thank you for being on. We know you couldn't make it. We're sad. Maybe next time you guys get buddy passes.
You damn Skippy. Next year I'm getting I'm reloading.
Of course.
Our thoughts and prayers go out to you.
Yes, yeah. Even if you're not religious, you gotta. If you believe in higher power, the power of prayer is real. It doesn't matter who you believe in.
It really is.
It's power of the universe. Please pray for my man Los, and I love him to death. And
Hey, I
please,
appreciate it, fellas, for having me on. And yo, the 3 of you guys, Sneak This, keep killing it, man. You guys,
y'all.
I love, man. I enjoy. I work. I have 2 jobs, man. I work. I go to work at 3 in the morning. I come home, shower, and I go to my other job at 7 in the morning.
And he listens to you, and he
work a lot.
really listens to you guys. I try to catch y'all when I can. I got my kids are bad as shit.
I ain't gonna lie, man. I'm not trying to brag, but I listen to you. As soon as you guys drop Thursday morning early,
listens to it.
I listen to you at like 1. What time, Greg? What time do you usually put it up? Like 1 in the morning?
It hits iTunes and stuff by like midnight at least, but the YouTube gets
Okay,
up like around 3 a.m.
So 3 a.m. That's
Yeah.
the East Coast. Yeah. As soon as I get to work, I check.
At 3:04, Los is
watching.
listening and watching.
I appreciate that.
We appreciate it.
Shout out to my beautiful daughters Isabella and Damaris. I love you both.
Hey,
That's why I traveled
my
here.
kids too, man.
Yeah. What's your I forgot your daughter's name, Los. Don't hate me. I love my kids so much. I'm being selfish. Shout out your kids, Los, real quick.
Olivia.
He forgot his kid's
I know
name.
you forgot your kid's
Oh,
name.
wait.
Olivia, that's right. Little Los. Shout out to Olivia. But that's why I do it. That's why I traveled here. When I first saw him coming to Arizona, he was like, "We're not worth it." Yes, you guys are. You guys are consistent. You have a following.
Compass Con next year. I'll see you
Yes,
guys.
absolutely, 100%.
I'm going.
Let's get it ready.
Let's do it.
Hey, Los, anything you want to shout out? Anything you want to say?
IGs, everything.
IGs,
Everybody's
everything. Go.
Loso Del Fresco, LOSO Del Fresco at Gmail. Well, that's my email. My bad. Loso Del Fresco
At hotmail.com.
Instagram. Loso Del Fresco, Twitter. Loso Del Fresco. Everything. I'm not giving you my Facebook. That's for my family. That's old people
Yeah.
shit.
So yeah, we Last of the Solehicans. We're
Last
on
of the Solehicans.
iTunes. We're on
Last of the Solehicans.
Stitcher. We're on SoundCloud.
SoundCloud.
We're on YouTube. Like you said, I put my own money into it.
We're about to have TDK on. Not TDK. We're about to have LP on there.
Correct.
We're about to have
UFO Thieves gonna be on there.
That Premium P episode, live episode's coming.
Oh shit, Melos, Mike Black, our cameraman, and he helps me edit.
Yeah, what the?
Yeah,
Come
Mike
on,
Black,
man.
Yeah, I almost messed that up. He would have been like, nigga, I ain't doing no more videos for you.
He's the OG underground hip hop head. Like, he puts me on, and I know my shit. He puts me on to more.
He'll tell you about a Phoenix rapper that you have no idea, and you are from Phoenix, and he'll be like, yo, there's this guy named Cactus Jack who's like spitting that fire right now.
Cactus Jack is a drink and a car dealership out here.
And a wrestler.
And
And it might be and a potential rapper.
And a potential rapper.
So yeah, thank you guys once again. Please subscribe to both channels.
Right.
Absolutely.
We're
Yes.
showing how you build a community.
Yes.
No egos,
Communication.
communication to each one, teach
Rapport.
one.
I hope everybody
And a buddy
listens to
pass.
this and enjoys it. I enjoyed this, man.
This
I
is
did.
it.
No
It was a lot of
issues
fun.
with standby, huh?
None. Let me tell you,
See,
my
that's-
bad.
That's wild, by the way.
Can I say my okay? Look, so in Baltimore, there's a lot of okay. So there was this dude, and he looked pretty damn beautiful. I was gay for like 2.5 seconds. I was like, oh shit. So this is how I finagled it. No homo. This is how I finagled it. He goes, "Are you Demetrius?" I said, "That be this beautiful man right here." And he goes, okay. He said, "Come back at 9." I said, "No problem." I came back about 9. He said, "Here you go."
And
I was on that goddamn plane, and I was like 8th in line. I shouldn't have been on the plane. His name, shout out Lonnie BWI, Southwest Airlines.
Mile High Club.
Swear to God, we were on the ground.
Pause.
Street level.
Yes.
Shout out to everybody. Appreciate you guys listening. Last of the
Absolutely.
Weekends podcast. Man, just you flew across the country for us.
Yes.
We just got 2 cameras, a bunch of lights, and a
What the hell you think Breakfast Club had, man?
hey
Shit.
man. We just got off work. We just working,
I work too.
bruh. I know, but thank you
Yes,
very much.
thank you.
I appreciate
It
that.
actually means a lot to me.
Los,
Yeah,
next
it's
time
great.
you gotta
East
come.
meets West, fellas.
East meets
Thank you.
West, man.
Thank
I
you.
appreciate that.
Bad
of course, man.
Bad Boy meets Death Row.
That's right.
what-
But no shooting.
what it
No
was.
shooting.
Yeah.
No shooting.
No
No
shooting. With no shooting.
If you're tired of your podcaster all up in the videos, come over to Last
I
of the
told
Solehicans.
Greg, I'm like, you don't think these 2 dudes are coming out just to beat our asses, dude?
No.
I'm like, a lot of people hate us. You think these dudes are like, let's get these buddy passes and fuck these motherfuckers up.
I didn't realize how much people hated you until he was like, I mean, I swear to God, every conversation,
It's
I'm
half
saying
and half.
positive, and then he was like, yeah, I had beef. I'm like, bro.
It's half and half. Like
is,
there's
it
a lot
is.
of like.
I don't think it's actually. I think there are more people that agree with us than actually will say.
Oh yeah.
that's true.
That's
It
the
is true,
thing.
yeah.
That's the thing. A lot of them will talk, but they
watch it.
watch.
Yeah, they watch.
Yo, you guys consistently have thousands of views.
Yeah.
Right.
I'm not gonna say I'm jealous because men shouldn't be jealous. That's a female trait.
Right.
Shout out to Jigger.
But you know what?
But I
we
respect
started,
it.
it was like 60, 50, 100. Like,
And it's
I remember the
okay.
first time we got 100, we're like, holy shit, a fucking 100 people listen to what we had to say.
Yeah.
It was a.
And it's like, you're like, oh my God. Like,
yeah.
There's so much stuff people can listen to. I'm grateful.
yeah.
Right.
If anybody, if I have 5 people listen, I'm happy.
Gratitude. Gratitude is the most important thing.
So yeah. Thank you.
So Los, we appreciate you coming through.
Appreciate it.
I'm gonna go ahead and let you go now.
Thank you, fellas.
All right, man. Appreciate you.
All right, man. Take it easy.
Stay up.
Peace.
All right, brothers. Peace.
We good. That's sneakers.
Pow, pow, pow.
Bang bang. Thank you guys.